Babe, you get the emails? Dejanay. Dejanay. I don't know what that girl doing. What are you doing? All right, Chad. All right, Chad. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? What you say? What you say? What you say? All right. So we finna jump into this content, man. A lot going on in these YouTube streets. We will get into this. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Thursday? Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope God's blessings is smiling upon y'all. Now, question. Are y'all getting sick of all this jail drama? Y'all getting sick of all this jail content? Are y'all feeling it? Y'all liking it? Y'all rocking with it? Y'all into it? This is what we like in the YouTube streets? Or can we move past this? Because I feel like the jail content is going to be around for quite some time. And it is a little exhausting. I ain't going to lie. I don't know if I'm just tired today. Somehow, some way, I feel tired just listening to it already. We ain't even started the content yet. So my question to y'all is, do y'all feel like the jail content is kind of getting old and monotonous? Y'all liking it? Still I rise. What's the deal, man? What's the deal? Just trying to see how y'all feeling about some things, man. Trying to see how y'all feeling about some things. All right. Now, big shout out to my homegirl, Jazz the attorney. She be doing her thing on Instagram. Make sure y'all show her some love. Big shout out to Jazz the attorney. Attorney Jazz, I believe, is what she called herself. I don't know if she's Jasmine the attorney or Attorney Jasmine. But shout out to the homegirl. But let's get into this real quick. Let's see. All right. So let's jump into this Kantiana real quick, man. Attorney Jasmine with some words about what's going on in these YouTube streets, man. Let's tap into this Kantiana real quick. No, not the right one. Excuse me, right here. Boom.
Some people are on the phone with people in jail or prison so much that they're recording. The automated recording that says this call is being recorded can kind of just be something you don't really hear anymore, but just know that it really is recorded. And PC, Penal Code 245A1, assault with a deadly weapon. That's what happens if you stab someone. PC 243D, that's battery causing serious bodily injury. So if you
And that's people on the jail phones talking about all this flu, flambery, skullduggery, and larceny. People on the jail phones talking about who did what, who got DP'd, who got yanked on, who got this. All these have penal codes, which means that these things are crimes, which means that you can go to jail for
break someone's arm or fracture their ribs. Penal Code 211, robbery, if you take someone's earrings by force during that
baby shooter situation.
assault. And, you know, these are just some examples. There's also PC 182, conspiracy. So if multiple inmates, for example, participate in carrying out an assault. And then there are.
So these are basically saying that these general situations, I assume the prices will stay the same. Sorry. These general DPs and jail politics and all this stuff that people think that are just the normal, I don't think that they realize that this is not the normality. These are actually crimes. You feel me? I don't feel like these dudes really are understanding the gravity of what's going on. I think that they're also caught up in the normalities of their day-to-day jail life, and this is what's been happening, this is what's been going on. That doesn't mean that it's legal. I don't think that is. I don't think that that means that it's legal. I don't think that everybody realizing and figuring out what's going on by way of Attorney Jasmine is going to stop them from doing it because they've been doing these things for such a high level at such a high level for such a long amount of time that I think that they're just comfortable in these irresponsible ways. Nobody's going to really pay attention to the fact that these are blatant, obvious crimes. She's giving you penal codes. She's giving you understandings of where you're going wrong and why you're going wrong. Yet we know that a lot of these dudes will continue this activity and be like, oh, well, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be that. But it doesn't matter what it should or what it shouldn't be. The reality of the situation is what it is.
Are enhancements. So if prosecutors can prove that an attack was committed in association with or at direction of or for the benefit of a criminal street gang, there's that enhancement. And then also when you break bones, there's a GBI enhancement. That's PC 12022.7.
That's a great bodily injury.
And, just the list goes on and on. So definitely, if you're going to do things like that, probably try not to do them where, there's cameras everywhere, such as county jail, and definitely not on a phone call that's being recorded. And
not only is the phone call being recorded, people are going out of their way to record it an additional time and then put it on the internet. So that's a really bad idea.
And if you are on a phone call that's being recorded and doing things like that, then maybe don't make admissions because those things can be used against you. So for example, it's me, here's my name, here's my gang. Those are all things that a prosecutor can use as evidence against you. So again, identifying your gang moniker or claiming responsibility and referencing your gang membership, all of these things on the recorded line, because again, it's really recorded, are not going to be beneficial to you in a trial. And of course, if you don't know by now, all of those things are pretty serious and or violent. So it's a lot of stuff stacking up, especially again, if you're already in county jail, then, a prosecutor could argue that such a sentence should be ran consecutively, not concurrently. So, after whatever you're already in there fighting. So don't do that. Thank you.
And that's real right there. Don't do it. Stay off the phones talking about things that are illegal. Stay off the phone talking about things that are illicit. Stay off the phone talking about these crimes that you and your homies are committing. It doesn't make sense. Why are you on the phone in jail talking about all these things?
Aware that some.
So I'm gonna run it back from Attorney Jasmine one more time without no interruptions. Big shout out to the homegirl, man. She be doing her thing on Instagram. If you need legal consultation or legal advice, somebody who you definitely want to reach out to is Attorney Jasmine on Instagram.
So much that they're recording, the automated recording that says this call is being recorded can kind of just be something you don't really hear anymore, but just know that it really is recorded. And PC Penal Code 245A1, assault with a deadly weapon. That's what happens if you stab someone. PC 243D, that's battery causing serious bodily injury. So if you break someone's arm or fracture their ribs. Penal Code 211, robbery, if you take someone's earrings by force during that assault. And, these are just some examples. There's also PC 182, conspiracy. So if multiple inmates, for example, participate in carrying out an assault. And then there are enhancements. So if prosecutors can prove that an attack was committed in association with or at direction of or for the benefit of a criminal street gang, there's that enhancement. And then also when you break bones, there's a GBI enhancement. That's PC 12022.7. And, just the list goes on and on. So definitely, if you're going to do things like that, probably try not to do them where, there's cameras everywhere, such as county jail, and definitely not on a phone call that's being recorded. And if you are on a phone call that's being recorded and doing things like that, then maybe don't make admissions because those things can be used against you. So for example, it's me, here's my name, here's my gang. Those are all things that a prosecutor can use as evidence against you. So again, identifying your gang moniker or claiming responsibility and referencing your gang membership, all of these things on the recorded line, because again, it's really recorded, are not going to be beneficial to you in a trial. And of course, if you don't know by now, all of those things are pretty serious and or violent. So it's a lot of stuff stacking up, especially again, if you're already in county jail, then, a prosecutor could argue that such a sentence should be ran consecutively, not concurrently. So, after whatever you're already in there fighting. So don't do that. Thank you.
And that's it, man. That's good news you can use from the homegirl Jazzy attorney, man. So let's just kind of pay attention to the do's and the don'ts of these YouTube streets. But y'all know the deal, man. We're going to continue to rock out. Man, you would think that nobody would have to go on the internet and tell these dudes these things, but, you know, I don't know if y'all caught this. Let me see.
I'm aware that some.
Okay. Now that's a message.
Let me see.
Upset. Understood, bro.
Welcome to Street TV. I'm Alex Alonso with an S, and you can tap in with me at Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. Thanks for tapping in with Street TV, and I got an update on the Young and Hefe case. Now, he was scheduled to have his preliminary hearing a few days ago, but as most people expected, that preliminary hearing was delayed. Remember that Johnny Gray did not want to waive any time. So when they came into court, Johnny Gray's attorney, Armando Rodriguez, he told the court that he still is waiting on some discovery.
Remember, Johnny Gray is Young and Hefe's co-defendant.
And that he is not prepared for the preliminary hearing. And Johnny Gray objected to that. He wants to go ASAP. So the judge granted the continuance at the request of Johnny Gray's lawyer over Johnny Gray's objection. And keep in mind that Irving Theus, he is not on the case anymore. Charges against him have been dismissed. He was released from custody, even though he had $1 million bail. So it's just Johnny Gray and Young Ant. And there might be an additional co-defendant in the near future. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I overheard some discussion in the courtroom regarding another defendant. But the court.
Another defendant being brought into this means another one of Young Ant's homies is for sure gonna get caught up in a flu flam.
The hearing was scheduled for 8:30 a.m. The case was called around 9:41 a.m. And there were actually other cases going on in this courtroom. This is not just reserved for Young Ant. There's several other cases going on, and I think his was the second or third case called. And one of the first things that occurred during the hearing was that Johnny Gray's attorney, Armando Rodriguez, he stated that he was not ready to go. Now, remember, this was supposed to be set for preliminary hearing. We're in Division 41 in CCB, downtown Los Angeles. And Armando Rodriguez stated that he needed more discovery. He doesn't have all the discovery. And remember, last time they was in court, Johnny Gray told the court he did not want to waive any time. He wanted to go as soon as possible. His attorney told the court that morning, not ready. So against Johnny Gray's objection, the judge allowed the attorney to waive time. So that's one of the reasons, probably the main reason, why the preliminary hearing did not occur last week. Johnny Gray's attorney had made some comment about the police report identifying Mr. Gray, but that he still hasn't received all the discovery, which should be sent to him by the prosecutor. Her name is Hillary Harris. Hillary Harris has to send Johnny Gray's attorney all the discovery. Don't know what the holdup was about that. Didn't hear much conversation about the discovery holdup. And I believe I heard Attorney Fletcher say he's got the discovery. So these are obviously two defense attorneys that are not working with each other or working together. Lois Fletcher stated he has the discovery. Armando Rodriguez for Johnny Gray says he doesn't have all the discovery. But I did see all three of them huddled up in the courtroom talking about what needs to be done, what are the next steps during this hearing. The judge asked how long did she anticipate, she's asking the prosecutor, How long does she anticipate the preliminary hearing to be? Preliminary hearings could vary in length. Most preliminary hearings can be done in a day. Many of them probably 2 days. There are some unusual preliminary hearings that take multiple days. I remember I was sitting in on a preliminary hearing for a Mexican mafia member named Eulalio Lalo Martinez from Lomas, and his preliminary hearing took like 8 or 9 days, which is unusual. The prosecutor said that she didn't anticipate this preliminary hearing lasting more than a day, specifically about 4 hours. So that's pretty much a day. You start in the morning around 8 or 9 o'clock, then you go on a lunch, come back at 1:30, and be done by 2:30, 3 o'clock at the latest. So this is going to be a very short, to the point, quick preliminary hearing whenever it does take place. Now you ask, when is it going to take place? Well, it looks like the date for the preliminary hearing will be July 23rd, although the next court date for Young Ant and Johnny Gray will be on July 13th, I guess, to just iron out any other matters that may occur. But July 23rd seems like that will be the day for the preliminary hearing, but you never know. You never know. Now, one thing I found interesting is
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see.
The biggest problem with us,
I know all of you guys well enough.
y'all know me. Y'all know me.
Sure, they're good. All right.
Who's your deputy chief? Hansel.
I think so. What's your cell phone number?
I took the side of the police, right? I sided with the police, so the whole black.
I sided with the police.
I'm an undercover informant for the Fort Worth Police Department. I'm an undercover informant for the Fort Worth Police Department.
Sheesh. Sheesh. This is gonna get tricky. Okay, that's where this goes.
Y'all, I believe Charleston White tricked me. I believe I was bamboozled because the YouTuber we're about to react to today, along with some clips that I have, I don't think nobody have explained it like this. From my research and what I have dug up, it bring everything into a different perspective. Now, y'all know I like to react.
Now, I want y'all to make sure that y'all show some love. I think it's Big Fish. King, okay, Big Kish. Make sure y'all show him some love, like, comment, subscribe, everything he has going on. But we're finna get into this, man, because I'm sure that this is finna take us into a deep little rabbit hole.
Back to positivity and whoever is uplifting our people, because we need it. And I'm going to be here to react to it no matter who the messenger is. That's just how I am. But Charleston White, I'm starting to not think that he's really not about that positivity that we've been reacting to in the past. Because what I found and what I see is something a lot of people haven't seen yet.
Yeah, Charleston White is definitely a flu flammer, a skulldugger, and a larcener. There's a lot of things about Charleston White that has proven and shown over the years to be untrue and to be pretty detrimental towards a lot of things. But let's see where this is finna go.
Check this out, y'all.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all?
You right.
You know, it's funny because I be so on point. I told y'all that man is not giving up no $75,000. He ain't even got $75,000. But he's sitting up there playing with Carmelo Anthony family like that. What did I tell y'all? Did I not just tell y'all yesterday in the video that he's full of it? The man is a government plant, and he's going to use every situation that he can to turn the situation upside down and go viral.
Right there. That wasn't the first time that I heard that. Y'all know when I get in my conspiracy bag and I get the
Now, Charleston White has openly admitted a bunch of times that he is working with law enforcement and working with the government. So I kind of want to fast forward to, okay, let's see.
think I get to going through rabbit holes. Hassan Campbell says that he's a government plant. Now it had me searching. Watch this, y'all.
You said you smoked some marijuana. I asked him where that space is. I don't know about that. You mean the Bedford? That's how you remember me?
Yeah. How you know I know coffee?
Huh? Well, because I got my name on
Listen.
No.
Listen.
You got the it factor. You know that.
Look how he glazing the cops. And why is he naming so many cops? Why do he know all of these cops? He said, you know such and such. I know such and such. He said, oh yeah. He said, you got the it factor. You're going to be good on the force. It aligns with what Hassan Campbell was saying, y'all. I think I've been bamboozled, y'all. I think I might have been bamboozled, y'all.
All right.
From Bedford to Arlington, you got the it
Hey,
factor.
Charleston, would you go ahead and listen to this officer right here? He's got a couple things to say to you.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, what happened today?
I want to see the film.
He did say he was coming from Fort Worth. He lives in Arlington, sometimes Fort Worth, sometimes.
He looked at the new cop. You could tell that that's the new cop in training. You can hear it. He said, just listen to what that's how they do. He looked at that cop up.
Basically, he's admitting to being an informant. So now we're on record and we're on camera and we're watching Charleston White actively admit and be an informant with the police. Got it.
Up and down like, you don't know who I am. That's how he looked at him. You don't know who I am. I'm not talking to him. Get me somebody who knows me. That's what this is saying.
But he's coming here for the after game. He's a big YouTuber apparently. And there was an odor in the car. They've already looked through the car.
Whoa, don't grab on me.
He said, I understand.
He would not
No,
admit
I'm
to taking
trying to get up.
anything. I've already asked
Oh,
him.
why are you trying to grab on me for?
I want to touch that belly.
That's fine.
Oh, that's not nice.
But yeah, it's definitely clear that he's having some sort of interaction or some sort of communication with these people because it's very easy to see that he, is extremely comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You saying things like, I want to touch that belly to the officer and all that kind of stuff kind of just makes you wonder why you are so comfortable. And then he said, the craziest part was get somebody that knows me. To get somebody that knows me is the trickiest part about it. So Charleston White is just blatantly, showing that he does in fact work with and for law enforcement. He's not even trying to hide it at this point.
On now?
I'm not putting him down.
That's not nice.
This all.
I want to touch that belly. What does that mean? To me, I believe that that's some type of code word. You glazing the officer right there. Look at him up and down, and now you trying to test this one. You either trying to test him to see where he at in the force to get your approval, or it's some type of code word or something like that. Touch that belly for the ones behind him to know, oh, okay, he one of us.
All I'm saying.
Tell me what happened today.
He just walked up. He's being nice.
I'm not being disrespectful.
Say, listen to
That's not nice.
If you hear me out, I'm not being disrespectful. I have a right to not speak to him.
Okay, but you don't need to be touching him.
Yeah, I didn't touch him. He prevented me from touching him.
Yeah, but
I tried to touch his belly. He said, hold.
Yeah,
And I
you don't know him well enough to be touching him.
hear me out.
why is that cop
This fact that they're having this conversation is crazy, but all right.
as soon as he said touch his belly, I want y'all to see the cop turn to the other cop on the side. Yo,
This is we get into this because he's kind of like, let's get into this.
on that.
Nothing against Big Kish, but let's fast forward to what matters.
But hold on, y'all. We got more.
The WEATHER?
Yeah, one word.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that
What's
way.
the zip code there?
76120. That way, me and you can have a.
Oh, for sure.
Without my nerves being all wrecked, worrying about my.
No worries, man, and I would understand too, because I got kids and I want to make sure they're good. All right.
Who's your deputy chief?
What? I think so. What's your cell phone number?
255.
Mm-hmm.
He asked him, who is his deputy chief? Charleston White knew who he was, and he suggested it. The guy said, oh, I think so. Why did he sit
The fact that Charleston White can tell you who your deputy chief is pretty disturbing.
back like that? Like you supposed to know who it is. I'm disappointed in you. Listen.
I think so. What's your cell phone number?
You don't know.
936 255 5102. How long you been on the force, man?
About 11 years. Give me 1 second. I'll check on your son, all right?
And you don't know half of your deputy chief?
And I don't keep track of the brass. You know what I mean? I'm a little guy. I'm a little guy. I'm down here. I'm a little guy down at the bottom.
He said, "You good? I like you. You gonna be doing good, bruh." It's so many examples of this. This puts
Yeah, Charleston White is just blatantly working with law enforcement at this point. But at the same time, too, to Charleston White's defense, this isn't anything that he hasn't already let you know that he was doing. He been saying it from the beginning. Like, this is, you know, what the situation goes into. This is what Charleston White wants. He wants you to know that this is what he's into. This is what he does.
everything into perspective as to why everybody is calling Charleston White a government agent. And Hassan Campbell ain't the only one. Watch this.
Happened.
Gotcha.
Lee Merritt and I took the side of the police, right? I sided with the police, so the whole black.
I sided with the police. Do y'all know more on the carbon? Because people
turned against me. Every black pastor, everybody turned against me, right? I stood up against all the pastors. All the top brass was there.
Yeah.
And basically told them, man, y'all don't do nothing in the community. And so I basically sided with the police. That was my death sentence in the black community there, right?
Really?
So publicly, Lee Merritt and Corey Hughes went to Facebook and said that I did a backroom meeting.
All right, man. So that's pretty much Charleston White, you know, dissertation to tell us what we already knew, that he's the police. Like, there's nothing. We didn't learn anything here. This is not new information. This is what we already knew about Charleston White. So Charleston White just telling us what, you know, we already have known him to be. So there's that. But with that being said, man, chat, y'all saying kick it. Y'all saying kick it. Excuse me if I'm a little low on energy today, chat. I think jet lag is catching up to me. Y'all know I had a lot of traveling over the weekend. Went out last night. Rock Nation event. Excuse me. It was a Rock Nation event. That was pretty fire. So I went and handled that, man. But yeah, I'm just a little exhausted. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. Let me see. I don't really care about that.
Right? If all this transpired, bro shouldn't have been at the show with nothing less than an army. That's a fact. He got shot in the hip 2015. He was standing outside the studio and he was with the Inglewood Bloods when it happened. All right? If all this transpired, bro shouldn't have been at the show with nothing less than an army. That's a fact. That's a fact. He shouldn't have been there knowing that he did all of this. Absolutely not. All right? People saying it's cap. Believe what you want to believe. Okay? Did YG say anything about Draco? He done said a lot. Okay?
Trap Lord Ross, how YG exposed the plot to unalive Draco the Ruler. Let's see where this goes.
So, shout out to Draco, who's only too deep and having the yeeky when YG and bodyguards popped up on him. He was smoking a cig in front of the Waldorf Astoria. Situation was quickly diffused, allegedly. I don't even want to say too much, but yeah, I heard that there was a confrontation between them and Draco had the strap on YG. That's what some people were saying. And it's been said a lot of time, right? So there's all this talk, right? You want to talk about snitching this, snitching that. This has been, all right? So when Draco was on live, I think saying he pulled that thing out on some dudes and they started running, was he talking about YG? YG and Mustard, it was a different situation where nobody got hurt, all right? All right? So that's what's going on. So as we know, right, eventually the Bloods caught up with Draco the Ruler at a festival and Draco ended up being stabbed to death, right? And unfortunately for YG, some of the people that were there when this murder took place was wearing his 400 merch. Not a great look, all right? There was enough evidence tying YG to the feud.
But you got to remember, too, YG's never been convicted or even, like, brought up for question or anything for real, as far as I know. about this Draco the Ruler situation. So I guess at this point, it's all just
with Draco the Ruler as it was. But this really was the cherry on top, excuse the pun, since cherries are red. But, you know, somebody with 400 merch on the scene, your branding, we got goddamn product placement in the murder. Not really a great look. But the murder happens. Let me play you a little excerpt from this documentary so that you can understand how this all went down. And then what I'm going to do, all right, then I'm going to update you now with what happened as far as this new diss that YG has dropped, which again, he is very, very silly for bringing extra attention to this situation because, all right, that Rico ain't going to be too far behind.
When things went left, Draco, Ralphie, and others engaged in a scuffle, as apparently somebody in the distance shouted, "Fuck the Stink Team, fuck Draco," with the Stink Team immediately set to square up and squabble with their opposition. Draco, Ralphie, and others begin to engage in a scuffle, but what begins as a fair fight soon swells into a mob brawl, as dozens more people appear to face off with the Stink Team in a fight. According to witnesses,
Trap Lord Ross referencing and quoting Trap Lord Ross is crazy.
The attackers are apparently blood members. The mob of attackers, mostly wearing red, descend on the Stink Team, apparently hollering the famous blood chant, "Su Woo." This gang of bloods was later described as being around 40 to 60 people strong, having the Stink Team only 6 men strong, massively outnumbered. With individuals at the scene notably being seen wearing 400 merch, the record and clothing label of blood rapper YG, who had allegedly arrived at the venue with his entourage shortly before this scuffle broke out. Footage of the altercation would later surface online, which despite being very chaotic, if slowed down and observed carefully, does appear to show the moment when Draco the Ruler is stabbed. These clips are far too violent to show you on YouTube, but if you want to see a full frame-by-frame breakdown of what happened in the footage, you can see that on my Patreon. Slow-motion footage circulating after the incident breaks down this short 20 seconds of fight footage in excruciating detail. Before the stabbing takes place, you can actually see somebody in a black ski mask being handed an object that looks like a knife. As the fight goes on, Draco...
Damn, Trap Lord Ross broke that down like a pound, didn't he? Sick work.
Outnumbered crew are rushed back by the mob of bloods and separated from Draco. At this point, the individual who was earlier handed an object appears to swing a knife at Draco, with Draco putting out an open hand to block the blade. His use of an open palm to protect himself is notable because it suggests that he could see a blade coming towards him rather than a fist, which would have elicited a closed knuckle guard. From here, the camera pans to the right, and we don't see Draco being stabbed directly. However, from the audio, it appears as if somebody is shouting he has a knife, as we see what appears to be Stink Team members fleeing through a nearby gate. As they run, it sounds like somebody says, "We got him," perhaps a sign that the fatal stab to Draco's neck had just been administered. And while nothing more of this large rumble is seen in the clip, later more footage would emerge, seeming to show Draco the Ruler receiving medical attention as he lays on the ground bleeding from his neck. Draco would be transported from the venue to the hospital in critical condition, sadly being pronounced dead as a result of his stab wounds around midnight, roughly 4 hours after the altercation.
So who killed Draco the Ruler? Well, good thing we got Poetic Flacco on the scene, all right? They want to say that he's a snitch.
Then you got Poetic Flacco giving his dissertation, but then the thing about Flacco is when he gives his dissertation, you also have to consider that he gives you a mix of the truth and a mix of what he wants to be the truth.
He told yada, yada, yada. But really, he the only one who was bold enough to put this out there. So he done popped out on the 2nd of April. So a couple, 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. And he basically laid the goods out. He said, "I know who killed Draco. I'm not going to show you any evidence, but I've heard through the grapevine that this is what happened." And I believe him. I'll just say I believe him because I heard he was correct.
But who was that dude that stabbed Draco in his neck? Who was it? He's a friend of Munchie B called Frankenstone.
Now, this was 100% wrong. This is what I mean when I say this was just 100% wrong information.
His legal name is Frank Williams. Now, this particular screenshot right here is footage from another murder Frank Williams is involved in. We are not going to show the footage or identify the victim of the murder because we personally don't want to include the victim in anything out of respect for him and his family. That footage that I'm not going to show nor identify who the victim was, that footage is of Frankenstone, aka Frank Williams, stabbing another victim in the neck after an altercation at an after party spot. He murdered this victim the same way he murdered Draco. The victim held his hand out to shake Frank Williams' hand. Frank Williams refused to shake his hand and then stalked him all across the building and then ultimately stabbed him. Now, the police believe that he did this to promote or assist the Black Peace Stones. He's currently out on bail as he's fighting this murder case. Now, when he found out that I was going to do this video about him, that I was going to identify him as the man who stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler, he deleted his Instagram, his Facebook. He deleted all traces of himself from online. But it's too late for him to run and hide. The police have identified him because people who were present has identified him as the one who did it.
So he claimed that this was somebody from BPS, right? Black Peace Stone. This guy called Frank.
And the cold part about it is he never erased any of his social media, because when Flacco put the video out, I was actually actively following his social media. So that was like just pretty much flew flamorous, because, again, I was actively following his social media, as I am still actively following his social media. And when Flacco put this video out, I even stopped. I remember stopping and saying, like, wait, hold on, this nigga erased his social media? And I went, nope, it was still there. It was still there.
Stone. He is Stone from the BPS, all right? And what's really interesting, okay, when Flacco did this, people immediately tried to do damage control. They said, don't even waste your time watching this. Flacco accuses a random guy from BPS for being Draco's killer and doesn't show any evidence or proof, just rumors. He makes a lot of statements, but no credible source or proof. Top comment says, buddy, they were saying it was BPS like a day or two after Draco died, lol. And the dude being involved in another stabbing don't help. People saying Black P Stones isn't a gang of 4 members. I don't think you realize how big they are. Flacco didn't show any evidence of the guy he accused of being the guy that killed Draco the Ruler, but the streets were saying that BPS did it. All right. We've been said it was BPS. Flacco might have got him. All right. People doing damage control, but like, I ain't seen nobody. Look, I don't even know about this Frankenstein guy. They done deleted all the evidence. Right. People saying Flacco lying, all this stuff, but this is going around too. So let's just chuck this on top. This is 5 Shot, allegedly, aka Red Flame from BPS. He's currently locked up in the kennel for a gun. This is the same guy that shot at Draco in his car in 2021. Draco dissed BPS and the song Stinks Around LA. So why would BPS, why would they want to, they've been trying to kill Draco the Ruler, right? They've been trying to kill Draco the Ruler, okay? And they said that Draco dissed them on the song. All right, people saying it's a lie. First, it was Indian Red Bull saying the Stinks did it. They didn't. Well, I don't know. And then saying the Stinks did the YG shooting. They didn't. They weren't beefing at the time. Mustard was cool with Draco at the time. People in the comments, they're saying, if you know, you know, Frankenstein from BPS work. All right. That was a few days after Flacco's video that somebody said that. All right. So,
isn't it crazy? And then all that, and that dude is not even the guy who did it. And people just put all this on this man. And that just wasn't even the situation at all.
But now the latest is that YG has dropped his album, okay, and he's dropped this song, We Know the Truth, where he's going at Draco. And this is one of the dumbest things that he has ever done in his career, because just as things were ramping up and people were identifying other Bloods that were involved in the murder of Draco the Ruler, YG has decided to drop a song dissing the man that he allegedly was, you know, connected to the murder. He talking about the homies gonna come and get you. This ain't no rap beef. We sending the homies to come and get you. That's a Rico, sir. You're asking for a Rico. And he's decided to drop a whole song with the guy's catchphrase as the name of the song. And then he's got fake AI news intro talking about breaking news. Rapper YG is being accused of murder. Apparently this took place in his hometown.
Yeah, the AI news is wild, but whatever.
The police officer says they're looking for new information. Him or his team have yet to make a statement. This whole song is a diss to Flacco, saying that Flacco is a snitch for trying to put this murder on him, because basically Flacco is saying that YG is going to be scared, shaking in his boots because Frankenstein about to be getting arrested and it's a big Rico. So this song's dropped and Flacco's absolutely destroyed him and also called him a snitch at the same time, which is pretty bold.
I don't think that Flacco destroyed him. Flacco got on there and lied. So I'm not sure what Trap Lord Ross has invested into kind of like pushing this narrative, but Flacco can't destroy someone if he told a lie on that person, because again, there's been nothing to dictate or show that Frankenstein has had anything to do with this issue, anything to do with the situation outside of Flacco's own video, but that's not an admission of guilt. That's Flacco's video.
I'm not sure Flacco coming back to LA anytime soon, but listen, right? This is what he said.
YG just made the biggest mistake of his life yesterday. This is top 3 dumbest thing a rapper has ever done. It doesn't get much dumber than this. This man dropped a record 5 years later talking about the murder of Draco the Ruler and whether or not he had any involvement in it. And I'm here to tell you, he said entirely too much. He got to dry snitching. Yeah, and I know a lot of people involved.
And I guess, you know, because Flacco says things with such an expressive way of saying it, people believe it to be true. But that's kind of the problem that Flacco's having within the LA area right now. Alex Alonso just called him out because Flacco read one of Alex Alonso's street TV reports, but when he read it, he grossly misquoted it, and he said things in the report that actually weren't in the report, and Alex Alonso had taken the time to do the report and write an article about it, only for Flacco to, for the most part, just fabricate the entire story of what he wanted it to be. You feel me?
For YG, a lot of his rappers, homies involved in that beef is listen to this song like, hold on, cause did you just say what I thought you said? No, hold on, cuz that ain't cool. Nah, that ain't boo. YG, what you did last night ain't bull. Now, YG would describe certain details that is not consistent with the facts. And you ask yourself, why are you lying? Like, if you did, why are you lying?
Well, in developing news this morning, rapper...
So look, all right, Flacco goes on to break the whole situation down. He shows a bunch of different little clips and interesting segments about the whole situation. But where he really cooks him is basically just pointing out the fact. He points out that YG lies a couple of times in the song. And the song is basically, I'll keep it real, the song's a Flacco diss. The song's a Flacco diss. They say, I murdered this, I murdered that. Well, if that's true, you'd be an effing rat.
Right? Him and his dudes beef for real. And if it's beef, which is...
Damn, Trap Lord Ross, what you got against YG, bro? This is crazy. Even though there's no actual, criminal case attached to this, even though there's no actual police reports attached to this is a great... I've never understood why people be so on Trap Lord Ross and calling them, things that, are less than honorable. But now after I'm kind of listening to this and I'm kind of seeing how he's doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see exactly why they be on Trap Lord Ross' head, because you, my friend, are a flu flammer. And yeah, it's looking like an awful lot of larceny.
Was with YG and Draco, him and his dudes is gonna come and get you. Draco understood that was a threat towards him, and that YG was publicly stating that they're gonna come and get Draco.
Like, people be knowing, like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not finna be going out there doing no rap diss and shit. Cause like, if it's smoke, it's really smoke with us. We ain't playing, you know? So, like, I'm gonna tell the homies the same shit, bro. I done told D3 that, like, we ain't doing none of that weird shit for nothing, for the rap. No, we not.
Notice how he reacted when he said weird. You can see how serious saying calling someone weird in LA is.
That weird shit for nothing, for the rap. No, we not on none of that. We trying to make hits. We gonna move around, get rich, have fun. All that rap beef and all that shit. We not rap beefing, we really beefing. The homies gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we not.
Man. Now, again, there's no actual crime tied to this. There are a lot of, kind of dark innuendos, a lot of kind of like cryptic statements being made, but no actual crimes.
We ain't even trying to do that. We chilling. We not on that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I tell the homies. That's what I tell the homies that who I be with.
When they drove past it, they seen members from YG crew, 400 members. They were in that van. When they finally hopped out the vehicle, they began to walk past several members of 400 and YG crew with 400 shirts on. They also walked past several BPS members. One member right here you see have a Cardinals jacket on. When Draco finally walked in, it was a literal united Blood Nation front against Draco. This was a murder that was planned out days in advance.
And again, the whole narrative that these dudes put up is what makes it crazy. It's the narrative, man. It's the way it's being vocalized and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of people will say, well, no, I'm not cool with it. But then will allow Flacco to spew this type of content as they sit alongside and podcast with him, T-Real.
Because when
T-Real, I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm not going to lie. I get that you content over everything, and if that's your decision, that's your decision. But at this point, how can you, I'm saying this to T-Real, how can you have a feeling or a thought about anything anyone does, whether it be Ace Boy Rios going up to No Jumper, or whether it be anything else going on in this podcast space, when you sit next to Flacco or you cyber chat with Flacco once or twice a week, and this is the type of stuff that he's put into the universe. And the universe, ironically, that, you may or may not have to come across. So it's a pretty interesting way of looking at it.
Draco walked in. People had on ski masks. A rapper named K7 who was fighting next to Draco identified the man who was able to sneak in the knives to give to the assassins. His name is Gloves. He was YG's security guard for years, and he still is.
Cheers. I'm speaking facts, bro. YG in real life. All the bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. bro. I'm so mad, bro. My mama, bro. YG did some hoe, bro. And if I see Cuz, I'ma slap the shit with that. On all this puff talking like they hard, bro, but they fighting big ass security. You got those security guards fighting. Like, come on, bro. That's cool, bro. On my mama, bro. The big ass ball security guard snuck in knives, all type of weird.
The person he's saying snuck the knives in.
Now, that's, his dissertation. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say who did or didn't. I don't know. I don't be into all that. But now Flacco's going to highlight this person, and Traveler Ross is going to co-sign the highlight. It gets unnecessarily ugly.
And that was
unnecessarily ugly.
Used to kill Draco is a man by the name of Big Gloves, as you see right here. He's YG security guard. Anywhere you see YG, you see him. This was strategically and methodically planned, because as soon as Draco walked in at 8:30, and by 8:32, it already sparked off. They were already in place, already had their knives, waiting for Draco to walk in so they could murder Draco.
We got there at 8.
So Flacco making it very, very clear, basically, all right, that
Flacco's giving intention. Flacco's giving like all kind of stuff that's not in anybody's police report, all of his opinion. But he's saying it so factually that if you didn't know no better, you would think that somebody actually got tied to this and tried for this. This is all his opinion. These are all speculations.
IG was the general of this situation. His security is sneaking in the knives. Frankenstein's the one doing the stabbing. This is basically what happened, right? That's exactly what happened, okay? So he's making it very clear who was involved and who was responsible.
The footage of them getting swarmed from 100 Bloods, from Pyrus to Inglewood families to BPS, that's on YouTube. Now, if you look at the still shot from this video, you see Draco is behind his security.
So look, you get the gist. I don't need to keep playing it to you, right? And, YG security definitely not feeling this situation. People were heckling YG and his security and his bodyguards saying long live Draco when they're out in the street. They not feeling it. They tired of it. And everyone in the city, from random hecklers on the streets, knows the truth.
To YG.
Long live Draco the ruler.
YG, what up, man?
So he's getting heckled, right? He's getting heckled about this whole situation, right? This is the thing. There's a lot more to it than people thought. Okay. So now I'm just going to finish off. I'm going to tell you this. And this song is basically an invitation to getting a RICO. This is one of the dumbest things a rapper's ever done, because what this is doing is basically trying to say, breaking news, all these people saying I did a murder. This is what often happens, I think, when people are kind of involved in crimes, is it's like they're kind of so eager to try and clean it up that they then go a little bit overboard. And then they end up talking a little bit too much. And that's what Flacco's saying, because Flacco's basically saying that YG's kind of snitching on some other Bloods in this song. But like, we know the truth, basically. It says, they say I murdered this, I murdered that. Well, if that was true, you'd be an effing rat. He's talking about Flacco. This is a Flacco diss.
Now, there's no proof to say that he's talking about Flacco and or anyone else. So I'm not going to, jump into that thought process, because I'm in no one's head. I'm in no one's thought process. I'm in no one's cerebellum. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say whatever. One can assume what's going on. One can assume that he's talking about Flacco. I could definitely understand how that logic could be logicking, but nobody has ever, again, proven anything. No names have been attached to this. So I don't want to put speculation into a realm where there are so many people already giving false facts.
Flacco diss, and I'd be in the cell sleeping on a rack. Well, you might be if they get the RICO. Too bad it ain't a fact. All that talking on that effing app. The streets is done. It's an effing rap. Why are you bringing attention to the streets then, sir? What? All that talking on an effing app. Which app? Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube Music? Which app? Because I'm seeing you talking on the app. You talking a lot on the app right now. The streets done. It's an effing rap. They want to see me fall.
Yeah, I think that Traveler Ross might be making sure that he don't ever go ahead and step foot outside in LA, man. I'm not sure exactly why Traveler Ross is so emphatic about this, but this situation is going to be some sheezies.
All the city wax, same dude that once brought the city back. The flow's hard. I mean, I'm doing the flow, but I got paid $600 for that show, so why would I tell a dude to F it up, though? He talking about the show where Draco got killed. They're saying, well, he was supposed to go to that show. He's supposed to be. I can't possibly be. This don't make sense. All right. 600 ain't no 600,000 he getting paid for that show. Ain't enough money in the world for YG to be getting 600,000. Are you talking about $600? Are you talking about 60? That don't make no sense. This is a fact you should know. Slim just died. I wasn't worried about, bro. So he's saying Slim 400, my homie who got killed, that ain't have nothing to do with this beef. It was a completely separate situation. He said I wasn't worried about bro. He talking too much because we know you was worried about bro because you got shot in the hip by him and was getting dissed relentlessly by this guy. And you want to.
And see, here's the thing too. Like you keep saying that Draco popped YG in the hip. We have no actual proof of that.
No Jumper talking about the homie's gonna get you. You are weird. You weird. These weird bros. The guy dropped a song called Inglewood. So you on No Jumper doing the King Von impression, talking about the homie's gonna get you. But then you talking about you wasn't worried about, bro. You shouldn't have. This should have never happened. This song is very, very bad news. It says I came to get the dough. I was finna hit the stage. Then I heard how y'all heard somebody got hit with a blade. You on the song playing dumb. I heard dudes saying YG paid. Stop lying. Come run YG fade. So he's inviting Flacco out for a fade. That's not going to help the situation. Flacco's not out here looking for a fade. He's not turning up for a fade. And I heard dudes saying YG paid. Well, if the feds find out that you paid anyone, if the feds find out your paid security brought the knives in, I didn't say that. I didn't even know. I haven't seen any evidence for that. But Flacco on the video talking about YG security brought the knives into the venue. And then he's talking about I'm at war. Up the score. This is a bad look. Up the score, what? Like the score went up when you killed Draco. Like Draco on diss songs opening the song talking about I could just walk into the party with the scoreboard. So this is simultaneously he denying being involved in the murder, but he dancing on Draco's grave talking about they're trying to up the score. Why are you talking about the scoreboard? What, the scoreboard Draco kept rubbing in your face? And he said, I don't even know how I end up in the beef. When the shit got started, it ain't involved me. Not me. I'm from West Bompton Trees. What's weird is you was mad at Drake when Drake said, you know who really bang a set? That's YG. So you was mad at Drake for calling you out. You were saying Drake was a snitch for saying that you bang a set. But now you talking about you self-snitching, talking about from West Bompton Trees. Known to be with the shit and never cop no pleas. I really think it was all for attention. I ain't never say no name, but I was still in all the mentions. Now he was dissing. All right? So I never said no name, but I was in all the mentions. Riding through the bitty, gripping on a Smith and Wesson, because beefing upon a star, them young dudes wishing. Moves to Inglewood, I was 19 young. Bro, you shouldn't be connecting yourself to Inglewood. Don't connect it. We was thinking you're from West Bompton Treetop, so you not involved in this beef, right? So like when Draco doing Inglewood and all people like Munchie B are pulling out the knife, pretending to stab themselves in the neck, mocking Draco, we thinking, okay, you're not from Inglewood, so maybe you didn't do this. Now you're talking about you moved to Inglewood when you was 19, so you connecting yourself with the guys that Draco was having beef with. Dudes tried to say I went Inglewood because I had beef with them. Y'all say I'm dumb. Was effing with the Inglewoods because I'm a blood. You know who really bang a set out there? It's YG. You was mad when Drake was talking about you was banging a set out there, but now you banging it on yourself. So he said I had a whole nother beef with. He had a beef with a whole nother rapper, but that's a story for another day, another chapter. Now it says YG is probably referring to Inglewood rapper AZ Chike's beef with Draco, the ruler, and the Stink Team. Now what's interesting is in Flacco's video, he believed that this was actually YG snitching on RJ and his beef. And I do kind of see where Flacco's coming from. He's basically saying that YG sort of snitching here, dry snitching, saying he had a beef with a whole nother rapper. So he's saying it can't be nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of conversation going on that shouldn't be going on for sure.
I heard they say YG paid, stop lying. I didn't pay for it. He had a beef with a whole nother rapper. That's a story for another chapter. Now, he didn't name them. Genius thinks it's AZ Chike. Flacco thinks that it is... Flacco thinks that it's RJ, I believe, and he mentions it around here. Hang on.
Crying on a record about being falsely accused of being involved in a murder while also chanting, I'm at war, up the score. You rap ninjas can't be this dumb. You know, I refuse to believe y'all are this stupid. At this point, I think y'all are trolling because you can't be this stupid. You just cannot be this. It's physically impossible to be this idiotic.
Okay, so I don't want to play any of the... I'm actually so surprised Flacco was bold enough to actually play the song. He actually plays segments from the song. He pretty much plays the whole song, okay? He pretty much plays the whole song, which is just insane to me. I think YG is going to be hitting them with a copyright strike. I'm not going to be that dumb in my video. Sorry, guys, but I'm not going to play you the lyrics. I'm just going to read them to you because I don't want YG to hit me with a copyright strike, let alone 100 Bloods.
Now, that's draw snitching. Oh, that ain't boo. That ain't boo at all, YG, at all. That is some draw snitching if I ever seen one.
I'm not gonna add my opinion on what's snitching and what's not snitching in this situation because I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. It's a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive subject. All I'm gonna say is this: if you're watching the shady game being played, you will see that it's some crazy flu flammers, skullduggerous, or larcenious activity. And if you're watching this shady game continue to get played, you're watching a whole lot of things happen that shouldn't be happening. You watch a lot of things take place that shouldn't be taking place. I'm gonna just say that.
Walls is closing in, so now they telling on each other. And I hope you guys caught on because what YG did is very strategic. YG says, yo, look at the time. I came in after the fact. I was set to perform at this time. I came in after the fact. Why y'all blaming me? He was already beefing with Inglewood and these other Bloods. I ain't never had no beef with Draco. And then he transitions to saying, yo, he had beef with another rapper. But that's another story for another chapter. So after saying, hey, he was already beefing with these Bloods. Me and him never had no direct issue. He was beefing with another rapper. But that's another story for another chapter. And YG brings up the time he got there and then tells us, yo, he was beefing with this other rapper. But that's another story for another chapter. That's draw snitching. He's implying, yo, there was this other rapper that was there. Y'all should focus on not me. I got there at this time. I wasn't even his main op. He had other people he really hated. He had his other enemies there. Well, when you look at the lineup, you see, well, Draco's one of his biggest ops. RJ Mr. LA was performing at 450 on the same lineup as Draco. Set to hit the same stage that Draco was set to hit. So YG.
It's a sick breakdown of this whole situation. Like, again, all this is just speculation. None of this is actual fact. None of this is actually tied to any police reports or any police investigations or any actual anything. It's just niggas saying what they want to be true.
He is throwing RJ Mr. LA under the bus.
Whilst RJ was on tour.
So Blacko uses a segment from my video where I talk about the whole beef with RJ, but I'm actually not sure that's who he's talking about. He might actually be talking about AZ Chike, about him having a beef with AZ Chike, a whole other rapper, a whole another chapter. And let's not forget AZ Chike's on the track Peekaboo, where Kendrick Lamar stole Draco's flow, didn't give him no respect, and then put Draco's op on the song to disrespect him because he locked him with all the Bloods just like YG. And YG hates Drake because Drake talking about, you know who really bang a set of YG. Funny characteristic.
Damn, you think that these niggas is out here flu flamming like that? Now that'd be cold. If that whole Peekaboo synopsis is true, that's a cold game. That's a cold game because that's like saying it's almost a direct spit. Not even almost. That would be a direct spit in the face.
Let him be an actor. Why would I beef with dude? I was the factor. That don't make sense. We know why you would be beefing dude because he shot you in the hip and mocked you for years. All right. And that's fucked up. All right. And maybe he deserved to get killed for shooting you in the hip and dancing around and making jokes about it for years. Okay. Maybe he deserved it. Maybe he was right. Like, yeah, maybe that's gangster, but the feds ain't going to see. The feds just going to see that as a motive. All right. And when it says funny characteristics, let him be an actor. I don't know if that's another little Drake diss. All right. But again, I never speak about it because that's law and I'm about it. But crazy. Why are you speaking about it now then? All right. But crazy y'all sounded for too long and I allowed it. You ain't allowed nothing. Anyone can do whatever. Civilians can talk about the situation all they want. All right. You sounded too long for I allowed it. We got people with 400 merch at the scene of the murder. All right. We got every single different type of blood out here having issues with Draco. It just is what it is. Dude's talking about we know the truth. Yeah, I doubt it. Keep a blick when it's an outing because y'all got my judgment cloudy. So you come admitting to more crimes there. It's sad they're trying to paint me as the bad guy when the guy was looking for smoke with a flashlight. I'm not denying. This might be the biggest facts in the whole song because it sounds like Draco was low-key, overly paranoid, overly aggressive. He took things the wrong way when it came to Mustard trying to sign him, and he felt Mustard and
I mean, it seems like Draco was kind of fighting fire with like a flamethrower.
YG was blackballing him, and then he caught YG outside of the studio and shot him in the hip. All right, so maybe he did deserve for a bunch of Bloods to get mobilized to murder him because of all the mockery, and as well as the fact that, you know, he might well have been responsible for the murder of Red Bull and got away with it. It sounds like he got away with shooting YG in the hip. This is when that guy was looking for the smoke with a flashlight. So yeah, really, that's true. YG maybe isn't the bad guy. Maybe he was justified in getting Draco killed. This ain't no diss. I'm just speaking on my past life. I hope my truth doesn't make you dudes want to crash, right? Because my same house in Inglewood, that dude used to be there, was all good. Now, this is crazy. When Lil Bro and Kells were smoking swishers, not backwards. So he's saying that his homie, he had a Lil Bro. I don't know if he's talking about Red Bull.
All right, man. We'll get to the last 6 minutes of this, but this is incredible.
Or someone else, but apparently there was a personal beef between Red Bull and Kells that we don't know about. I don't know if he's talking about Kells or something else, but he's saying before Kells caught the case, she had some fat cords. Some fat cords, right? Now, the flat case, I don't fully know what that one's about. I'm not going to lie. That could be, I mean, I don't even want to, I don't even want to speculate on that one, but I'm going to let Reddit work that one out, okay? Because in a few days, I think people are going to work that out, but I didn't want to say that in this video. But it's saying, before Kells caught the flack case, she had some fat cords when Lil Bro was smoking swishers. So he's saying Kells used to be in Inglewood hanging out, potentially with Red Bull or someone else, and he was there with Lil Bro smoking swishers. Before he caught the flat case, she had some fat cords here, and I put money on his head. Embarrassing. All that, we know the truth. Arrogance. Dudes with their one-side false narratives, but now you got my side. There it is. So here,
I mean, I think that YG might have got exactly what he wanted. We're having so much conversation about this song to where Reg, that's exactly what it is. To where now he's getting free promotion, free, you know, marketing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure how to look at it, but hey, it is what it is.
Side is some other rapper killed Draco the Ruler. That's a bit mad. That's a bit crazy. But you know, he talking about Kells. We was all good back in the day before he caught the case. People saying I put money on Draco's head. Embarrassing. I don't think there's anybody that would have wanted Draco dead more than YG. Perhaps Munchie. Perhaps other people. There's a bunch of potential suspects. This song's just not doing anyone any favors, right? He said, "There's part of me I want to kill. Dudes lied on my name, and I."
Yeah, but Munchie B couldn't afford to get it done. So Munchie B might want it to happen, but he doesn't have the financial resources to facilitate it.
Kept it real. This is what happens when you're still up in the field. Oh, so you're still up in the field. The feds are going to love that. Get hit with a stray bullet, then wounds hard to heal. Is that finally referencing him getting shot in the hip by Draco? Perhaps. Dude's touching 30 and some change. I've been trying to keep the mental tamed, but they throwing dirt on my name. When you're back against the wall, that's when you let the pistol bang. So again, it's like you threatening to kill it. Low key, he's like, is he? That sounds like he's threatening to kill Flacco. To be honest with you, when you're back against the wall, that's when you let. They keep putting dirt on my name. They put my. That's when I'm gonna kill you. Is that what he's saying, bro? The Rico
Trap Lord Ross saying that YG is threatening to unalive Flacco is crazy, crazy. Baby Maddie, what's the deal? This is crazy. Trap Lord Ross saying that YG is threatening to unalive Flacco. Man, if they not taking a bad situation and making it absolutely worse, I would have never even gotten that. Like, nothing about the song made me think that YG wanted to unalive Flacco. Here come Trap Lord Ross putting pieces together that don't even fit, because I don't really see that, but all right.
It's actually going to be crazy, okay? So the whole song doesn't fully address, I don't think it really hits the narrative the way he wanted to. And look, I'm just giving you all the deep dive facts, but not Draco, sorry, but Flacco, all right, he really dogged YG in this video. He dogged YG from this video, okay? And so, you know, he basically saying that YG is using this song to snitch on other people and to deflect from himself. And I can't lie, this song, it reminds me, you know, you ever see in like police interrogation footage where somebody's committed a crime and they go in and they think, you know, remember how Young Thug thought he could spin the police? This is like I'm trying to spin the police and the YouTubers, all right? All that talking on that fucking app. I mean, that app is Apple Music right now. That app is Spotify right now because YG doing all that talking on that app, okay? But anyway, Flacco basically calling him a snitch, which is crazy. I wouldn't go that far, but like,
RJ. RJ is from Athens.
This is absolutely bananicals. Absolutely bananicals. Bro, this whole situation is turkey nuts. Like, if you don't think so, you're not watching what I'm watching. This whole situation is turkey absolute nuts, bro. None of it really makes sense. I mean, it does make sense, but none of it really has any proof to it. It's just Flacco and now Trap Lord Ross giving their dissertation on the situation that they want to be true, but they can't really prove. It's just something that they're, it sounds good and all that kind of stuff, but it's just, I don't know, man. The Flacco Trap Lord Ross duo, that shit could get dangerous, boy. I can see how Trap Lord Flacco, that's a dangerous piece, man. You don't want to get caught up with Trap Lord Flacco. It could go bad for you. It could go really bad for you getting caught up with Trap Lord Flacco because these dudes right here, man. Like disparaging information that's not based off any facts were a person, it'd be these two niggas for sure.
Mark Blood, the man who allegedly stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler Frankenstone, he's from BPS, Baldwin Village. Now, the Baldwin Village and the Athens Park, according to Street TV, became allies in 1980. So there's a long history.
And then here go the thing though. The dude Frankenstone ain't the dude who did it. Like, man, like I can say without a fact, I can say without question that that's not who did it. He had nothing to do with Frankenstone, nothing to do with the unaliving of Draco the Ruler. Nothing. And to put that on that man is crazy work, bro. Absolutely barbaricals.
Between the two. So YG is saying, hold on, bro. Like, y'all looking at me when his biggest op was on the lineup before I got there. That's dry snitching, YG, and that ain't cool. Now, again, there is no proof that RJ had anything to do with this. Okay, there's no proof that RJ had anything to do with this. But why?
Goodness gracious! And then like, why are we putting RJ involved? Like, no names were mentioned. This is Flacco trying to whack 100 the situation. Well, RJ had nothing to do with it. Nobody mentioned RJ. So for whatever reason, Flacco's trying to get RJ and YG to conflict with each other. I'm not really sure. Yeah, man, the Bloods owe Flacco the beats like a DJ Khaled song for sure. They owe Flacco the beats like a Dr. Dre sample. Like, goodness gracious, because this right here is incredible. And again, it just kind of makes me wonder at what point does, I'm realizing that a lot of people in our space have just submerged themselves into content over everything, because I do kind of wonder what T-Rail thinks when he's looking at these things and hearing these things and then dealing with Flacco, but still being around certain people in communities or certain, environments, or has T-Rail kind of just pretty much taken away from, the whole anything with Flacco, and it's just like, man, I ain't finna deal with it. I'm finna just deal with this dude, and I'm gonna get my chili because I'm a YouTuber now, because it's interesting, bro.
G is pointing in the direction of other people. Hey, yo, RJ was there before I got there. How can y'all say it's...
And then like YG never said anything about RJ, so that's incredible.
On me, he was beefing with another rapper. But that's another story for another chapter. That's dry snitching, and that ain't boo. And you know that ain't boo. And RJ, if you see this, don't get mad at me, bro. You know what YG did ain't boo, bro. Right?
And the fact that he says what he doing ain't boo, I feel like that's like a direct spit in the face and a mockery of the Bloods. Like, he's very condescending. You know what I mean? Very, I don't give a F about what you guys have going on. Extremely disrespectful. And it just kind of makes you look too, because these dudes will be so... you said this, you said that, blah, 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 blah. But here you now have Flacco doing all this craziness, no repercussion, no recourse. People who deal with Flacco have no consequence, no recourse, even though they're within the Los Angeles area. So it just kind of makes you look and feel like, why can't he do what he wants to do? Why can't he, live how he wants to live? Why can't he say what he wants to say? Because nobody's done anything. And it doesn't seem like nobody's going to do anything.
Right. Y'all going to be politicking. Y'all going to be, you feel me like politicking and mincing words because he's YG. But you know what YG did on this record ain't boo. Pointing fingers at other people ain't boo.
Funny characteristic. Whoa, let's not do all that. Look, I'm going to wrap it up there, okay? But look, if you watch this to the end, you've really dug deep, right? You've made it to the other side. You really know what's going on out here, okay? Draco.
Oh no, man. Trap Lord Ross seemed like he got some things going on bigger than that. So I'm gonna get up out of here. But chat, y'all staying kicky because y'all know we got some more things to go over. No one meets when the street and content mean real up. Man, Reg, all I'm saying is at what point do niggas, start holding niggas accountable? Because you do have T-Rail bouncing around, hanging out with Flacco, doing these things. And is he to be held accountable for his homeboy? Or is he good with playing the role? Oh, well, I said him not to say it. I told him not to say it. Like, I don't know. How does it go? Let's continue.
Anymore. Mustard from the east side. How did gang politics get a part of the record deal that fell through? And then Slim got killed in Inglewood. Slim ain't got nothing to do with this. So after Draco and Mustard fell out, Draco started sending shots to YG, dissing him because he thought they blackballed him. The video in this post, when that beef with Inglewood sparked up, YG got involved basically from mutual alliances and people that know people that are from Inglewood. People that know people that are from Inglewood, they're all mutually allied. YG was already linked up with Mozzie. Mozzie was making music with Inglewood rappers like Rucci, AZ, Frosty, all people that Draco was beefing with. So if you're a rapper and had ties to Inglewood, you beefing with Draco, and Draco was on a come up and then got the Drake co-sign. So I'm about to tell you how Drake, not Draco, Drake, the Drake, Drizzy Drake, the Six God, big reps up, Six God, all of that, all right, why he's now involved in this as well. Okay, that's crazy. Why nobody get at Drake for fucking with the dude who is against the BP card overall? Cali is so selective when it comes to politics. I'm gonna tell you, Drake involved. Drake a big problem in this.
Don't nobody care.
Drake a big problem with this. All right.
Don't nobody give a damn about Drake and Kendrick being involved in this. Drake and Kendrick are not involved in this beef. Now we just reaching.
Hey, let me show you. Let me show you. I'm gonna tell you everything in this video. All right, listen, this ain't no shallow. This is a deep dive. Okay, it's in a documentary. This is a deep dive. I got all the info. I've been knowing about this for years. So. It says, do people know that the YG and Drake beef stems from Drake collabing with Draco the Ruler, aka YG's biggest op? YG definitely felt a way about that. People saying there's no beef. Who gives a F if YG doesn't like Drake in 2026? I doubt Drake cares. So I'm not saying he cares. YG is a nobody. It's irrelevant for Drake, but they did have two big songs together. Those are prime examples of the Drake stimulus. He said, you know who really bang a set? YG. And YG made a whole track about it. Like, shut up, dog. You were used for a bar. Nobody cares about you or your doubled album. I'm not putting all of that on YG because I do actually like some of YG's music. People saying, I didn't know that at all. I assumed everyone from Cali partnered up because of where they're from. Right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. All these bloods, Kendrick blood, all of that stuff, right? So look, here's the thing. They're saying, have you seen YG's new album? This is 8 hours ago. How's it got verses from Pusha T? Absol, right? Pusha's verse mentions chains and jewelry. I don't have time to listen to it, but we might need to dig into it. People saying it's a hit, but you got Pusha T on there. Lots of Drake.
Pusha T did have the best verse on that whole album for sure.
This is. We'll copy my comment from earlier after my first listen in a few tracks at the end of the comment. The aesthetic feels much in line with Kendrick's Grammy Award appearance. The fact he's got Clips and Tyler on there. YG's addressing Drake, mentioning him on Family Matters, also refuting the accusations he was involved in Draco's death. Noting that if it was true, you'd be an effing rat and I'd be in the cell sleeping on a rack bar. Is that referencing Draco's 2-year detention without sentence from 2018? Who's the rat? Also the track OMG Had My Mind Jumping. Oh my God, I'm really that guy. Also on Draco's Boogeyman, he raps, he's just an actor, but he can't be Mekhi Phifer. YG says, and we know the truth, he had beef with a whole nother rapper, but that's a story for another day, whole nother chapter. Funny characteristics, let him be an actor. Drake was an actor, all right? So YG's on here dissing Drake, okay? And there's more to it, and we're going to get into it, okay? There's more to it. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you now. This is 2 years ago, right? On the Kendrick Lamar sub. See, bro, you've been... This has gone right over your head, people. YG takes a shot at Drake on his new track. Weird. What, like Inglewood? What, like the song that got Draco killed? Oh, what? YG taking a shot at Drake on his track Weird after being name dropped by Drake on Family Matters. When it's smoke, don't ever mention my name. You're going to have me jeopardizing my fame, jeopardizing the gang, jeopardizing where you hang. He said, weirdo. All right? They're saying maybe this is what Kendrick was referring to. How many ops you got? It's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body like I'm John Stockton. He's saying he's finna pass the body to YG. Let YG kill him like Draco, allegedly. Right?
Yeah, this is a lot of like putting things together that aren't necessarily actual fact. This is a lot of just trying to put together one's own synopsis and one's own personal feelings about the situation. This is incredible.
Here's the thing. YG ain't rocking with Drake. It makes sense. Drake shouldn't be speaking on YG's gang affiliation. It's low-key telling, isn't it? You know who really bang a set, my guy? That's YG. Wait, what do you mean bang a set? Why are you bringing a Rico on me? All right. Saying weird in Cali is hella disrespectful too. All right. All right. So look, listen. There's so much to this, and I got more bars for you. I'm not even part way through. Right. So YG, weird. It's a Drake diss. Huh? What? Dude's weird. Walking around talking about shit you hear. What? I guess who really bang a set? You know that's YG. You snitch. Well, Drake snitched on him. He's accusing someone of being weird for spreading gossip. Actually refers to Drake spreading rumors of domestic violence between Kendrick Lamar. Nah, genius. Walking around talking about shit you heard. You heard I was a blood. When the gang pop out, N-words in fear. YG saying when his gang is mobilized, people are fearful, right? The specific use of the term pop out is referring to Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us, where he raps, sometimes you got to pop out and show dudes. Also, he had the pop out show. When his bitch got knocked, he was in tears. Huh, what? You dudes are weird. I'll be driving some shit I can't steer. My dude was shooting so close I can't hear. YG is implying he's steering a car where a drive-by is being committed from. What? The shooting where Draco got hit in 2020 when they shot up Draco's car in 2021. Gang going dumb like I ain't got a career. So he's saying you dudes are, but this is a Drake diss.
Trap Lord Ross is basically saying that the whole YG album is basically a confession, I guess. It's like a confession and a Drake diss. Do y'all want to chat? Y'all want to continue on with this? If y'all do, we'll continue watching it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. It's a lot. It seems like it's I don't know. It's uncomfortable because it's a lot of things being put together that the police haven't put together, and none of these things have been proven to be actual fact. So basically, we're just listening to a lot of speculation about what people want the situation to be or how they feel like the situation should be versus what the situation actually is.
It's weird ass dude, and you're feeling about these bitches. Weird ass dudes off that perk, you be tripping. I'm gonna tell you about yourself, and your weird ass gonna listen. He dissing Drake. He been dissing. You ain't even realize you be on that bullshit, Scottie Pippen. You a weirdo, effing on weird hoes, weirdo. We don't go near those. Your whole life in limbo. You bitter ass better be sweet, you Cheerios, weird ass, you lame. When it's smoke, don't ever mention my name. You know who really bang a set out there is YG. Shouldn't have mentioned him, all right?
I don't think that Kendrick Lamar and Drake had beef because of the Draco and YG situation. Do you think that Drake, why would I don't know. They're saying that Peekaboo is a direct shot at Draco the Ruler because Draco the Ruler had a beef with AZ Chike, who's on the song, where they're both famously using the Draco the Ruler flow. I don't know, man. I'm not going to go so far as to say that somebody's, did all that with the intention of being disrespectful or derogatory. I don't know. That seems like it's a lot for $2. To me, that seems like it's an awful lot for $2. I get the conspiracy theory. I get how somebody could feel that way. I get how somebody could think that way. But I'm sorry. I'm not buying it 100%. I don't know why Kendrick Lamar would have such a, whatever towards Draco. I think Kendrick Lamar is kind of getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Strays from this one. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why he, would be involved in any beef with Draco at all. And I give because he's a blood. But Draco wasn't into it with the Pirus. Draco was into it with the Inglewood Bloods. And I don't really see that spewing into what Kendrick Lamar has going on, especially with all the things that Kendrick Lamar has going on. You feel me? So I don't know. I think that's kind of flamboyant. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's kind of flamboyant. That's a little skullduggerous and a little larcenous. I ain't gonna front.
Right. So he's threatening to kill him. You're gonna have me jeopardizing my phone. He's threatening to kill Drake because he was fucking with Draco, and then he's snitching on you being in a set. Said, what? Dudes are bitches. Disrespect us. I'm crossing limits. No motion when y'all pop out. It's crickets. Now that can't be talking. Maybe he's talking about Draco. Drake got all the motion. Coming up short in life, you dudes a midget. Maybe he's talking about Kendrick. I don't want to hear it. You ain't Pyru. Stop talking about the business. You know who really bang a set, my guys? YG. Said you ain't Pyru. Stop talking business.
Okay, we get Trap Lord Ross. If you say you know who really bang a set, my nigga YG, one more time. You say that one more time, bro. I'm probably gonna cut the video off and go into the next one. We get it, bro. He made the line. Who bang a set, my nigga YG. We get it. We understand, bro. You done said that like 18 times. Is that how y'all feel when I repeat myself? Because if it is, I apologize. I 100% apologize. That is making my head hurt.
Effing on your bitch, the Pyrus did it. He's saying that the Bloods and the Pyrus, Kendrick's lot, was smashing on Drake's bitch. We ain't never heard that before. You ain't heard that one before. You ain't heard that this, bro. I got so much info.
You don't have so much info, nigga. You heard a song and now you're interpreting the song how you want to interpret the song. Oh my God, I have so much info. Nigga, we all got the same album, bro. We all got the same album. We all heard that Gentleman's Club album, YG album, which in my opinion wasn't that great. But we all heard it, bro. You don't have anything exclusive that the rest of us don't have access to. You just heard it in a way that only you heard it.
I'm actually not even 30% of the way through this. Buckle up. It's going to be a long one. Said, effing on your bitch, the Pyrus did it. We ain't never got to be cool. I'm bull with it. All right? And I'm going to show you Flacco's video in a minute. He talking about that's not bull. That's not bull. But this is the thing. Flacco's just dropped a video talking about how YG snitching, but Drake done snitched on him. They're saying dude's a weird equivalent of a bitch. Dude's a weird, take that as a diss. Dude's a weird, they ain't on shit. Pointing 40 at a dude till it click, click. What, like Draco when he was in his car? Dude's a weird pillow talking, right? That's apparently about Drake. They was talking about Drake and 40 and all sorts of pillow talking going. You don't support the bros, you ain't living by the code. He's saying you run to California when you need a check balance. You talking about who's really banging a set out there. You ain't got no business talking about that. He said weird, not functioning properly as expected, unstable, broken ass dude. So YG in 2024 is dissing Drake, all right? And here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. Where is it?
What is the problem, Trap Lord Ross? Explain to me what a problem is.
So like Drake and Draco the Ruler had this song together in 2021, all right? So this is when the beef was absolutely on fire, all right? The story behind Drake and Draco the Ruler's collab, they had the song called Talk to Me. It was a banger, okay? So Drake got the stimulus. Drake handed out the stimulus package to Draco the Ruler, all right? And again, now in 2024, we got YG dissing Drake when he's talking about, you know, who really bang a set out there. YG wasn't rocking with Drake because how are you collabing with my biggest op that allegedly shot me in the hip? And they link it up on a track. And
did Drake and Draco the Ruler make the song before or after YG got popped in the head?
Draco's smart because he probably roped real Drake into this without Drake even realizing that he was getting into the beef. We might slide on a dude inside the club. Close your eyes. Last time they ran into somebody outside a party, a blood ended up getting killed and Draco beat it. And now and then he gets out and starts running around talking about we know the truth. Now he's collaborating with Drake. 15 brothers, no friends when I pull up for peace of mind. And he had a whole bunch of women that day when somebody got killed. Okay. And so Drake's on the hook and then Draco's talking shit on the song. Don't be shy. I got killers with me, stupid. I march with sticks. I ain't worried about groupies. I know you want me because you're BD or goofy. Boss you up. Your lifestyle could be exclusive. But I don't know you hang around with losers, internet trolls, and dudes trying to do me. Dudes like YG. 650S.
He doesn't say YG though, Trap Lord Ross. You're saying that. Like again, and I'm not, you know, what these dudes got, whatever these dudes got. But we have to just remember the fact that Trap Lord Ross is not really even paraphrasing. At this point, it's almost like he's giving satire. Like this is almost like satirical, like because you're not giving us any facts. You just keep like kind of like Flacco telling us what you want the situation to be.
Bitch, I feel like Lil Boosie. You want me, so do all your friends, you stupid. Stop complaining to me. Am I not the one you love? Am I not the one you love? Am I not the one you love? Excuse me? Am I not the one you love? Do you remember this? Bitch, who do you love? That's Drake and YG. And who's done the beat? Mustard. Mustard. It gets so deep. It gets so deep. You ain't even know this was a year before Draco shot YG, allegedly, right? Draco said he.
Oh, wait. If this was a year before this happened, then is it safe to say that YG wasn't thinking about Draco wasn't thinking about YG when the song came out? This all happened a year prior to?
Did it. So he's capping or he's snitching on himself, right? So he's on here, stop complaining to me. Am I not the one you love? This is a double entendre. You want me, so do all your friends. Is you stupid? He talking about YG, ain't talking about a bad bitch. He got Drake on the song and he talking about YG who he shot. Insanity. Ain't coming over late night. Don't want no shoulder rubs.
Isn't it crazy how these dudes are just putting this together? And then, you know, it's crazier than that. God bless the dead. Draco the Ruler is not even with us anymore. So you are telling us the thoughts and opinions of a man who is expired. You're telling us what a man who is expired, who can no longer speak for himself, met in a record. Incredible.
Brother. Ain't coming over late night, don't want no shoulder rubs. YG shot 3 times at a recording studio at 1:45 a.m. Stop playing with me, man. In the trenches every night, bitch. I'm holding guns. Hold me down, or could you slow me down? I'm a dog because you really know me now. On black and white because I'm getting holy now. Another reason I'm going to have to slow it down. Snakes in the grass, you know I had to blow them down. At 1:45 a.m. local time at Studio City. And he claimed it. We at the club, all my dudes down to slide like when they slid on Red Bull.
Yeah, bro, you reaching like a game of spades when you trying to collect books that ain't yours. For sure. My man reaching like books in a game of spades when he's trying to collect that ain't his, man. Like, I'm hearing you trap Laura Ross, but I'm not seeing where you're getting this information, bro. I see where you want it to be something. I see where it could be something. I see also, more importantly than anything, where it probably ain't nothing, brother. Probably ain't
with Kells outside the party, outside the function. Look for the bright lights. I ain't really hard to find. We at the club, all my dudes down to slide. Looking for the bright lights. I ain't really hard to find. And he's got Drake on there. And then he got Drake on there singing. We might slide on a dude inside the club. Please close your eyes, girl.
Trap Lord Ross keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. Am I tripping, or is he like constantly repeating himself? Am I tripping, or is he constantly repeating himself? Constantly repeating himself. Drake might slide on nigga inside his club. You really make this my nigga YG, like, bro. Constantly.
Drake was low-key foul for this. Drake was low-key foul doing that to YG. That's your homie. You got songs, bitch. Who do you love? I'm the brother with the plugs. This was a banger. I'm that Bank of America account got 6. This was hard. But Draco was going hard. I know you want me. I know you love me. You can't control me. Why are you acting like the police? It's a double entendre. He was dissing YG the whole time, in my opinion. Okay. Pussy ain't that good for me. Pussy ain't that good to keep me from my homies. We just cool, bro. You getting too excited. Pussy ain't that good to keep me from. He's dissing YG. It's a double entendre. Ain't seen your face when I was up on that indictment. Ain't get a letter. I was struggling and fighting with these people. They was demons. Tried to put me in a cage with saying free me. Now we on a TV drag racing at 8A. Rugrats in the car. We was at BB's, a baby, was your name in any JPays, got the audacity to talk to me crazy, you bugging. Who is he talking about? I don't think he's talking about a female, bro. He's talking about...
Why wouldn't he be talking about a female, bro? Why would he be complaining about a nigga didn't... First of all, Trap Lord Ross. Why would he be complaining about a nigga didn't JPay him, let alone his enemy? Why wouldn't that be about a female? Like, I've been hearing a conspiracy, but that one just doesn't make sense. I don't think he was talking about a female, bro. I don't think he was talking about a female. What in the Harry Potter is going on here? What in the Austin Powers meets Harry Potter is going on here? What in the tea and crumpets and a spot of tea? A spot of tea, a pop of tea? Nigga, why would he be complaining? Trap Lord Ross. Why would he be complaining about his op not putting money on his JPay? Why wouldn't that be about a female, bro? We've been kind of rocking with you this whole time, but at that point, this is where the rock out stops. Because that just didn't make any sense. We're not going to continue to press Flu Flam here at Trap News Network. But make sure I hit Trap Lord Ross should you want some more Flu Flam. That doesn't make sense, Mike. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Nothing about it makes sense. What in the Beatles is going on here? What in the Beatles is going on here? Because this is stupid. Let's see.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV.
Check it out. A couple of weeks ago, well, about a couple of days ago. Let's go. Check it out. All right, let's go right
Police is a myth. Baby Shooter just called me. He said that people pushed up on him, snatched him out, press play on the tape. Again, press play on the tape. Hey, bro, it's clout over motherfuckers' freedom.
Now, I don't know too much about gangs, nor do I know too much about gang banging, but I would imagine that if anybody had a DP, I feel like the Baby Shooter guy should have a DP. Based off just looking at YouTube and the things that dudes have gotten DPs for in the past, Seems like Baby Shooter should have whatever.
Because these cats don't mind incriminating themselves. Shooter Kevin Solid told me to know what they was talking about, blase, blase, blah. But ask yourself, you already in there for what you in there for, and then you go on there and you record something, give yourself a shout out, say whatever you say, identify yourself, where you from, whatever you done said is incriminating, all for some clicks and views, and it ain't even your channel. The streets is dangerous, homie. Oh, what?
Let's go over my leaks. Point Rockstar.
Yeah, got composed happy because he well and
people pushed up.
Nah, man, I'm trying. Okay, so we have Rockstar and Rick Rock pushing the Whack 100 narrative. I thought we were talking about the dude Shooter being released from jail.
And this is
Rockstar and Rick Rock pressing the Whack narrative. That's sick.
nasty work, man. But look, so that's why I'm confused how the police came to see him, and you know what's really going on, man.
Now
Okay, let's see. This is sick. Oh, the flu flamming. Are you
incriminating? All for some clicks and views.
All right, what do y'all think about these clicks and these views that's going on? We see a lot of guys coming to the internet recording content from jail. We see these guys smoke. We see them doing everything they ain't got no business doing, and they post it on the internet. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think if this really happened to, like I say, I wasn't there, to Baby Shooter, these guys got on the internet, said their name, where they from?
Your call is being monitored and recorded.
Luckily, this dude didn't pass away. If he got shanked up or he could have passed away in his sleep, if that would have happened, they was definitely caught because of the phone conversation that they put on the internet. All right, let's get back to it. I want to know who put that video out first. Who was the first one to release that audio from them guys in the jailhouse? Let's get back to this.
And it ain't even your channel. The streets is dangerous, homie. All of it's dangerous. I don't even know. That's why I tell people, you work outside where? I'm outside in my world. That ain't.
Again, Whack 100 not being outside because he chooses not to be is not the same as not being outside because you can't go outside. I just never want to forget that. A very important fact that Whack 100's inability to go outside has nothing to do with wise or safe decisions that he's made to let go of a life of crime and or gangbanging. It is a direct result of his inability to be around his community due to a lack of respect and a fear of accostation. He's going to be accosted.
Like, when we committed crimes, we committed the crime trying to get away. They commit the crime, get away, and say, fuck it. Let's go tell on ourselves, homie.
So he's saying the police came and got Baby Shooter, and Baby Shooter kept.
Crazy though, because Baby Shooter's been released from the jail system, and now that he's been released from the jail system, we can see that he doesn't have any holes in him. Interesting, but okay.
Solid. He don't know what they talking about, whatever. Okay, so, but he's also saying that these guys are incriminating themselves in such a form, in such a fashion, right? It's just puzzling to me that Whack I guess he's cleaning it up. I don't know if he's cleaning it up for Baby Shooter, you know, making it seem like, okay, yeah, whatever happened, but you know, he ain't telling. He ain't telling on nobody. You feel me? But he's alleging that
he don't got to tell on
people are incriminating themselves.
Hold up.
But
he don't have to tell on nobody.
Well, he went on. When they got on the phone and started talking about it, everybody who was involved, I would assume, becomes now a victim of these circumstances or a victim of, you know, this level of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. You feel me?
They already told on themselves. If they came to his cell, I believe we heard the audio of Baby Shooter saying they came to his cell. He didn't say nothing. He don't have to say nothing. If they already seen the video, they clearly hear you on the video. They hear these guys saying their name and where they from. He don't have to do no telling. They already told on themselves.
What does Whack have to do with all this? He just loves attaching his name to this stuff
and you know, being really part of the problem, not really being the solution, right? So we're gonna see how this turns out. But like I said, this is confusing that he says this, and then next thing you know, voila. You know what I'm saying? Baby shooter touches down. He's out of jail. You know, couldn't wait to go to Instagram, couldn't wait to post to Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And did it fast and a quickness, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he didn't even take off his paper suit. He still had his paper suit on. He posted his flu flam.
A lot of people are confused how he's out.
That's what I was saying.
He was only in there for a violation. He only had a couple days, so there was no point in time where Baby Shooter was going to be there for a crazy amount of time. I don't know if y'all all kind of missed that part where he was already saying that he wasn't looking at no hell of a lot of time. It was just more so than anything, he wanted to, I guess, get his story out and have his moment of fame. I'm not really sure what Baby Shooter's rhyme and reason was for doing what he did. Honestly, I can't really explain to y'all why he did what he did, because that doesn't really make sense. It was kind of, you know, dumb, for lack of better words, but, you know, whatever the case may be. But he definitely didn't have a rack of time. He was only doing a little bit, and, you know, I think it was like a violation or something. And after that violation, he decided to, you know, I guess where that situation came in where he, you know, got accosted by the 40s.
But I don't know what he was in there for. If he was in there for a violation, I don't think he would have got released that soon. So if those deputies did come to Baby Shooter's cell and say, hey, man, give us some information. We seen the video. We heard the tape. Let us know something. They already been sued before. So maybe they did let him out. They said his mama called up there concerned about him, worrying about what was going on. This is what they said.
It's okay. So this is, I guess, whatever.
So if that's the case, then they probably say, you know what, we don't know what's going on, but we got an inmate that's mother's called up here, said that he'd have been shanked, his arm is broke, so forth, whatever the case may be. And then they listen to this audio. Maybe the family members might have sent that audio to these people at the jailhouse, and they probably said, man, listen, he ain't up in here for a violation. Get him out of here now. So we don't know.
He said he's going to be in there for like a month, 30 days or half, and maybe that's 10% of that. He only do 3-4 days. And this what happened? Man, this is nasty work, man. But look, so that's why I'm confused how the police came to see him and, you know, what's really going on. And now he's out of jail. So look, here we go.
These are the videos that I just showed, the same thing. All right, so let's read this because we didn't get a chance to. It say, when they got to stab you, just get their name cracking, then you know you lit. Taking L's is part of life. It's all about your get back. So I guess he's gonna do some get back. That's what he said on here. All right, let's finish this. We didn't see that part on my video.
So then you see, man, he said they gotta stab you just to get lit.
But then on the other post, he said, how do we know all this wasn't in play? We waiting for that Vlad TV interview. I want to hear that. I knew he was gonna get popular. He did a good job. Free, good marketing.
They gotta stab you up just to get lit, and it's all about your get back. You know what I'm saying? This is Shooter words on his caption. You feel me? He said taking L's is all part of life. It's all about your get back. Feel me? And he's posting his arm inside the jacket like it's broke now. It's been,
but this nigga holding his arm like that was absolutely sick. The whole Baby Shooter situation was a flu flam. You should have knew it was a flu flam when you knew Wack was involved, in all honesty. So that's that. Whenever you figure out Wack's involved with something, then you know it's BS. You just know it's BS. You know it's BS. Let me see. Let me see. Chat. Oh, okay, I do want to get
Watches with these Cubans, niggas die for disrespect. Tell my niggas turn it up. She make money off of stripping. I want to put it in her gut.
What's the good?
All right, man. So we got more information coming from Young and Hefe. Hit him with a like, comment, subscribe as he continues to fight for his liberation. Let's get into this Kantiana, man. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college.
This call is being recorded.
This call is being recorded. Just thought you should know that.
It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topic, man, got Infant Ice Man after 6'9" East Coast is. So y'all know how this circus go, man. The internet space go, man. It seemed like everybody trying to shoot their jump shot, and they shooting from half court like they Steph Curry. Everybody wants to be up next, man, and like I'm not gonna even lie, man. Like it's crazy, like how dudes, you know, you would think, you know, are solid or you know real individuals, you know, sell out for this internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I just come with the content when the content, you know, is dropped in my lap or come to me. I'm not thirsty for no content. I'm not speaking on everybody's content, and I'm sure enough, you know, not, you know, placing false accusations out there or you know foul.
Face not putting what?
Not thirsty for no content. I'm not speaking on everybody's content, and I'm sure enough, you know, not, you know, placing false accusations out there.
Accusations was the word you were looking for. Don't worry about the words are hard.
Or, you know, fouls on people, you know what I'm saying, who ain't foul. But I tapped in to this No Jumper, you know what I'm saying, podcast. I think that had to be like yesterday or something like that. They had Jay Hood up in there, had Asmo Dude, and they had Iceman, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm very familiar with Iceman or whatever the case may be, right? So I guess the topic was this baby shooter thing, you know what I'm saying? So since, you know, I think 600 was like the first person who might have got the recording from 4.0 from 40s, then after that, you know, I'm one of the people who got the recording or whatever, and, you know, I spoke on the situation. So I understand it's going to be different sides, you know, people going to have their opinions, but you know, the truth is the truth, though. And I'm just like, you know, I don't understand how dudes, you know, can say this is foul or say people dropped the ball on this without feeling like they dropped the ball on situations and things that they've been in. So that's what we own, and that's what we about to get into. So,
Young guy Hefe's finna expose the Pop for calling the kettle black.
This call is being recorded.
I didn't even listen to it. You know, I just heard it, you know, from you know, a brother of mine's in respectable source, you know what I'm saying? So he told me that basically Adam 22, you know, had these dudes up there on the panel and the baby shooter situation came up. And I heard Iceman, you know, come out his mouth and say, oh, the gangsters dropped the ball on this situation, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing nothing to none of my homies. And as I keep pointing out, you know what I'm saying, out here in the game, that's why the game's so effed up right now, because people are allowing foul business. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's your homie, you know what I'm saying, or somebody you grew up with, they do something foul, dudes try to pamper it. You know what I'm saying? Dudes, you know, would do something that crosses them out the game, and dudes be ready to go to war with people, you know what I'm saying, over these antics. And that's just something I'm not going to do. You go to war with people, you know what I'm saying, who stand on integrity and people who stand on business. You don't go to war with people who do buster stuff. That just is what it is. Faced with the danger or whatever the case may be, you have to stand on business and or get out the way. And if you get out the way, that's called a foul on.
And if you get out the way, stay out the way.
The play. So why would you
giving life? You feel me? Words is hard.
Jeopardize your freedom and anything else with somebody on the play. So why would you jeopardize your freedom and anything
words be killing this man
else with somebody who did bunk, you know what I'm saying, or was scary? You know what I'm saying? I've never understood that. Like, I don't have nobody back that does anything scary. Stand on your 10 toes and know the truth is gonna move with you. So, however, it just threw me for a loop that, you know, Ice would hop out there and say anything like that. But then again, I guess it don't throw me for a loop because he already put it out there that, you know, he gonna ride with his homies. And I guess this is another situation that has to do with one of his homies, you know, the guy he was up there with. So the guy that he was up there with, you already know, he came out on his Instagram talking about foul on the play because, you know, I called in the no jumper, and a lot of dudes were speaking on my police report in the incident that the police placed out there. And you know, I spoke on the situation, and dudes, y'all dry.
Now, Young and Hefe wants to speak on his own situation. That's his business. I don't think that is the best thing to do, but I'm also not Young and Hefe. So him speaking on his situation, I would imagine doesn't look the same as me or anyone else outwardly speaking on his situation, considering the fact that it is, again, his
Like
situation.
snitching, oh, he doing this and that, and it's like, how can you dry snitch when you speaking about something that's in writing that the police said? You know what I'm saying? So that just threw me. But like
And again, it's conversations about himself. Like, I mean, I don't think that Ant should be doing this, but he's not having conversations about anybody else outside of him.
I said, I see now today that everything, you know what I'm saying, is content. You know, content over everything. Everybody want their 15 minutes of fame. They don't care how they get it. They'll cross you out, you know what I'm saying, and they'll just say anything. And that's what's being said. These dudes is getting on the net and they're saying anything, you know what I'm saying? They don't care what they say. And a lot of these dudes, like I said, you know, I was just out there, you feel me, was having conversations with these dudes, you know what I'm saying, was talking to these dudes and all this type of stuff. And then when you go to jail, you know what I'm saying, dudes still see that you on the net, you know what I'm saying, you still coming with content, you still doing your thing, and it seems like it's rubbing these dudes the wrong way, and they in their body and in their feelings about that. Like, I don't understand. Then they trying to, like, put these fake politics out there, like, thinking that they politicking. So that's what I got to say about that, right? Iceman, like on some real stuff, bro. Like you gotta ask yourself, and like you gotta ask yourself, bro, and like you gotta have some integrity, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, like you gotta ask yourself. You don't think you dropped the ball sitting at no jumper table with J Hood, and J Hood has been somebody that's on the internet that said that he.
Ooh wee! I was waiting for this to come up. And here it is. J Hood has been extremely disparaging towards the East Coast Crips, extremely disparaging towards everything that they have going on, even saying at one point in time that he was against him. So Young Ant is gonna. Hey, Young Ant is king of don't talk bad about me if you got a dirty hand. Because he was just saying the same thing to Gumby yesterday of you don't like what I'm doing on the internet, but you did the same thing. And now he's sitting here telling this dude, Iceman, you might not care for how I handled the situation, but you sat next to one of your active enemies who was outwardly dissing your homies and disrespecting your community. So it's gonna get icky, micky, vicky, sticky, and tricky for sure. For sure.
Assaulted and or whoop 50 of your homies. How you don't drop the ball?
Young and Hefe speaks like he learned how to speak English from reading Huckleberry Finn books. Like, oh, you know, you fancy a person who blah, blah, blah. Young and Hefe speaks in Old English. Like, literally. Young and Hefe legitimately and literally speaks in Old English. Like, he literally speaks to King. Like, I'm not being facetious. He literally speaks to King's English.
Ball sitting at the table. When
that nigga said, you fancy a person who blah, blah, blah. I knew exactly what he meant, but nigga, you've been reading Mark Twain.
Him. That's what I don't understand with dudes. Like dudes act like that they on peace, that they on this cripping, that they trying to come together, but then you guys get on a platform and speak blasphemy or act like what y'all doing is not blasphemy or try to excuse what y'all doing. I mean, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't agree with the shooter situation and I don't agree with that. Like you know what I'm saying, you on a platform with a guy that's the enemy of your hood and who has been on the internet saying he whooped 50 of your homies. Like you don't show Buster activity any love, you know what I'm saying? And you don't troop behind Buster activity. If your homie get the bad end of the stick, you know what I'm saying, for standing on business, that's what you go to war for and that's what you troop behind. And then the cold part about it, what you guys don't even understand and what you guys fail to realize is that this dude wasn't even touched. That's the cold part about it. You know what I'm saying? Every day the layers are unfolded.
Damn, all that and nothing even happened to you, shooter? Golly, man, you created all this chaos, all this food flambery for nothing?
He wasn't even touched. Never got stabbed. Never was assaulted. He was.
This call is being recorded.
In this LA County jail right now, you hit a tier. You know what I'm saying? You hit a tier with the Crips right now, and you got Crips rivals. The Crips are coming to you, and they like this. This what we doing. They like we cripping. They like you got two fades, or you got a fade, and we gonna get back to this cripping. When he landed on that tier, the same tier I landed on and had no problems on, he landed on that tier, and being that he's a young dude, you know what I'm saying? Some young dudes came to him and was like, hey, what's up? You got two of them. He did not want the two of them. He turned the two of them down. So how would you aid and assist somebody who turned two fades down? Like, answer that for me. Your homie.
Damn, you can't aid and assist a fade turner down. A fade turner downer. Can't do that.
Not. If your homie hit a tier and they tell him he got two fades and he turned two fades down, if you turn the two fades down, you can't even be on the tier. You have to roll it up. So how are you aiding and assisting somebody that's rolling it up? Like, let's be real. You are a dude who's been in this county jail and been to jail. So how are you aiding and assisting buster activity? He was told he had two fades with two young dudes, and he did not want to take the fade. So they told him he had to leave. And before he left, they robbed him. You know what I'm saying? He was already going outside. You know what I'm saying? He rolled it up.
Now, shout out to attorney Jasmine. We just watched a video from her, and now I hate to say it, but this would be inadvertently telling, because you're telling somebody who got robbed. I'm not gonna call anybody out their name. I'm not gonna use that S word that everybody's so about, but this actually would classify as talking too much. This actually would classify as inadvertently, doing a little bit too much. You just said that they robbed him on a jail phone. I'm sorry. That is not the best thing to say. I'm just gonna say that. Not the sheesh. Got to stay up now. Yeah.
To the gate, told the police he can't be here. When they told him he had to go, he said, that's all I got to do is get up out of here on AG. I'm out of here. They never even put their hands on this dude, you know what I'm saying? They never even touched him, you know what I'm saying? They just robbed him and took his stuff and stood over him and made him get on the phone and say the stuff that was on the phone. Like, you can't excuse what happened, bro. But, like, let's stop faking and trying to put this like, oh, this falls on the gangsters or this fall on me, because it don't, you know what I'm saying? When you do buster stuff like that, you get rewarded, you know what I'm saying, with the bad end of the stick. And the cold part about it, he never was stabbed. He never was beat. Nothing never happened to him. Nothing's wrong with his face. Nothing's wrong with his body. He left and went right across the way to 2100. And the dudes from 2100 came over here asking, hey, was he straight? So, like, where's the ball dropped? But on top of that, how you sit on the panel, though, you got to ask yourself, and I'm asking like a legit question, like, how are you on the panel with Jay Hood? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it all for the love of no jumper and being on the internet or trying to show some type of fake crip, you know what I'm saying, camaraderie? It's the same dude that was on the internet that said he assaulted 50 of your homies, you know what I'm saying, and or beat.
That is true. That is true. Jay Hood did say that he was very successful in his tenure against the East Coast Crips. I'm not sure how true or how false that is, because I wasn't there, nor do I want to be there. But Jay Hood did say that.
Your homie. So how you sit at the table with him and try to say that the gangsters dropped the ball when this is a enemy of yours and an enemy, you know what I'm saying, who have been tripping with your homies, bro. Like, y'all can't call a foul without checking y'all fouls, bro. And that's what I'm not understanding out here, like with this internet and dudes on the street. There's a lot of dudes out here, you know what I'm saying, that's just coming out speaking, you feel me? And I'm not lying. This shit is feeling like a Drake song, you know what I'm saying? I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. Like,
trying to take away from the Hefe.
Every which way you look, somebody Aunt Hefe this or making a reference to Aunt Hefe. And it's just like funny with the dudes that you lightweight, you know what I'm saying, whatever was cool with or thought you was cool with and had relations, you know what I'm saying, ships with, they coming out just like saying like bogus stuff. Like, bro, but you can't say the gangsters dropped the ball from somebody who was never touched. You know what I'm saying? That chose to roll it up and chose to get robbed and go on about his business. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that the gangsters dropped the ball without checking the ball that's in your court. You know what I'm saying? You right at the table with Jay Hood for the love of no jumper, bro. Like, where they do that at? This is the same dude that was on controversial on the internet for saying that he whooped out 50 of your homies, and the only dude that said something was like Spider Loc, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the only dude that said something behind it. So I'm just like on some real stuff, bro. Like, y'all gotta like do better, bro, and like have integrity and just stop hopping out there, bro, like to try to do views, you know what I'm saying, off somebody's name, and just because everybody else, you know what I'm saying, are trying to go back and forth, bro. Like, I'm not interested in no back and forth, bro, like on no fake gossip or, you know what I'm saying, fake politics, bro. You know what I'm saying? Definitely with dudes who've been through here and supposed to understand. I don't know where you dudes like get this like false mentality from, or oh man, it's supposed like what? Like how, like who aids? Like I've never aided and assisted a buster. Like you aid and assist the soldiers, you know what I'm saying? That's how it go. If your homie do dupe, you know what I'm saying, and he get marked out, you know what I'm saying, how are you gonna aid and assist him? Now it's different if dudes, you know, brought down on him, you know what I'm saying, they had things on him and they just like strip do this and that. It's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? But when you legit, you know what I'm saying, say you don't want to fight, when they tell you you got 2 fades, and you say what you got to do to get up out of here, and they tell you to roll it up, and they rob you, you know what I'm saying, in the process of you rolling it up, like where's the ball dropped?
Yeah. The only thing that I'm gonna say is just bad is that you just keep mentioning this robbery. You keep mentioning the robbery. Like, that's ugly. I'm not gonna lie. That's ugly. Everybody can feel how they want to feel. Niggas can think what they want to think, say what they want to say. That is ugly. That's not something that, you know, I don't think that was wise to bring up. Honestly, I don't think that was wise to bring up. I don't think that was wise to keep bringing up because, again, that's not legal. You can't. I don't know if you know, but you actually can't do that.
Ain't foul. That the only ball dropped in foul is on the corporate, on the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a member and he should know better. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something I wanted to address because I seen this on No Jumper. I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, dudes, like I said, is just, you know, want to do views or want something to talk about, or, you know, like I know how I go, I guess, when dudes want their 15 minutes of fame, dudes finally, you know, made it in the door or whatever. I guess that's just what this is. But man, Adam 22, man, you got it, man. Look, man, this is bad content, man. With that being,
yes, it is bad content. Yes, it is in fact bad content. But Lord have mercy, young and Hefe. Lord have mercy. Have mercy on the Lord. Lord have mercy, because this right here was sugar. That's all I can say. All right, this is Turkey Nuts. All right, let's get into this. Well, you know what? Hold on, chat. Let me use the restroom real quick, and then we'll be back. Let me use the bathroom real quick. Let me just give y'all one from the archives, and I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'm going to come back. I ain't even finna leave y'all. Let me see. Hold on.
About Leighton.
No Jumper is seemingly turned into like the game module because you have you know, some guys who facilitate themselves in the streets, and they're on No Jumper, and they're saying how anyone who calls in on a jail phone is bad news, bad business, and the streets do not support or promote that. Now, we do know in the past people like Loose Cannon, more recently Young and Hefe in the situation with Baby Shooter, have called in from the county jail to, you know, speak their piece. We have had calls in the past from those of the likes of Brick Baby and Crip Mac, but more so recently, it seems like the county jail phone has been used more so as a, let's say, web form for like gang activity rather than the intended use for those to call their families, lawyers, or whomever they may see fit while they're in their time of incarceration. So, you know, it's just been a whole lot of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and an awful lot of larceny surrounding that. But with that all being said, man, you have these guys jumping on a No Jumper. I know one is Moneybag Rose. I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with the other individual, so I do apologize. But they are making it abundantly clear that they do not approve of people talking on the jail phone on these podcasts, shedding light on dark activities, as one of the gentlemen is quoted saying in this interview. With that all being said, man, we finna slide right into this good Kantiana. Adam 22, Lush. Not sure who the guy is next to Moneybag Rose, but shout out to bro. Moneybag Rose, it's another guy right there. I'm not really sure who he is either, but shout out to him as well. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
About on the internet, period.
If you in jail and you talking on the county jail phones about any type of gang activities, the streets do not promote that. The streets ain't, we're not.
So you hating on the NFA?
I'm not, and I'm glad I baited you in. I'm glad I baited you in because
let's hear this hot take.
I'm not talking about NFA.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about in general.
Okay.
Right? You got dudes that tapping in the county jail and they speaking on shit that's going on. And you talk about gang politics. I put my life on the line for this shit, right? I'm not walking away from it, but I'm cool, right? The politics and this shit. You do not bang nobody line and you talk about politics that's going on in the streets. Fuck the comments.
Who does this apply to outside of the NFA? Seems like
what's going on? No. Let's just talk about it. Do you want to bring the topic up, or we're gonna bring?
Man, we gonna talk about it. It's the boss second and King guys. Y'all already know what's going on with me.
We finna give you the exclusive.
So you're talking about Shooter?
No, check this out. We talking about niggas calling in from the King jail period and talking about gang business. They shedding light on dark activities. That's what we talking about. Okay. What's going on in the King jail? You know we talking about period point blank. Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying?
What about prison? Look, it don't matter.
Where you at? What's going on behind that G-wall should not be spoken about.
On the internet, period. This is not for content, right? What go on in the neighborhood is stay in the neighborhood. What go on in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
Facts.
Right? At the end of the day, you feel me? I'm speaking on behalf of those that feel some type of way about niggas that's calling in from these motherfucking federal lines that's being fucking recorded.
Your call's been recorded. On everything.
Straight the fuck up.
Hold on.
It applies to everybody that called in.
Niggas is mixed right here. Check this out.
They got podcasts,
Hold on. Talking about in the county jail, in CDCR, in prison, in the feds, your booking number is tied to your name. So when you call in, booking number gotta get tied in. So regardless of what you got going on, they know who you are. Your substance on yourself, bro. Your booking number is calling your name.
I'm gonna play.
Hey, your call be recorded.
Look, yo,
what's going on,
bro? Hey.
What's going on?
Wooty wham and the booty bam. And we all got slammed.
Your call being recorded.
It being recorded.
So who that on though? But who that on though for real?
It's on everybody.
It's on every. Hey, look, Lush.
This is what we got going on.
Look, bro, I'm not here to put no names out because.
So you guys let me know in the comments who you think that these gentlemen are talking about. You're talking about one person or a group of people. You guys let me know in the comments, man. Go ahead and put a name to it. Let me know something. Red down to the left. You know the rest. We go.
Hey, Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's. I'm your transmission expert.
All right. I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries. We heard the complaints. All right. I don't know if what we have is love, but it's on my mind. We might slide on a ninja outside this club. Girl, close your eyes. Nah, man, I just had to use the restroom, bro. So I gave y'all a 1-2 step like Sierra in the meantime, between time. All right, let me see. My bad, Joe. I'm trying to find something.
Shout out Game.
Shout
Next
out to
time, have
Game.
me in there, Game.
Yeah, you have 0
I'm talking about any
kids.
video.
It's thirsty to be in a video, huh? You been That's crazy. But yeah, we was reacting to Shooter, bro, because it's a crazy thing that happened to Shooter, and we like, hold on. Well, we was all conversing and saying what we would do and what we wouldn't do. And Smack is saying that Shooter is a, you know what I'm saying?
Don't
He
put
turned
that on-
down.
don't put that on me.
You say he's turned down.
I said that I'm not finna get on no phone and explain myself to nothing if they already stabbed me and all that. So what I said was, Terrell, you gonna suck some dick, then they put them knives to you in jail. They tell you to suck dick. You say you gonna do what they tell you to do.
That's pause. We're not going that far, bro.
No, if they tell you what you gonna do, you gonna
No,
stand up
I'm
like-
not.
All right then.
That's not all right then. That's not on the same level as get on the phone and say you ain't
I'm
with none
not
of that.
getting on the phone doing none of that. So you might well be ready to die, go to jail, or go to hell and kill me.
I don't want to hear that, bro. This is why we start. This is why we're screaming in here and doing all of this, bro. Because if somebody has a knife and they finna stab you, bro, and you running, bro, you're gonna be scared as hell. You're gonna be scared as hell.
All you gotta do is make it to that door, Shooter.
I actually don't want to hear anything else about Baby Shooter. So let me actually go back to where I was gonna go because I actually don't want to hear anything else about Baby Shooter. I don't want to hear anything else about Baby Shooter. I'm sorry. I'm baby shootered out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm baby shootered out. Let me see. Okay, so we have this.
And the retard of the summer awards goes to Pooh Shiesty and his dumbass daddy, with the honorable mention. Well, really, not the honorable mention. The co-winner, Big 30. So in court, I guess yesterday. So
I find him. You know, I like Chick Smooth. Chick Smooth is somebody I really.
In Big 30 in robbery case, and the worst part is Pooh Shiesty has to.
Pooh Shiesty filming himself doing this illicit crime is the biggest flu flam, but let's get into it. Shout out to Chick Smooth, and we're going to Al Prophet after this, so big shout out to Al Prophet.
In jail. Meanwhile, the guys that he allegedly committed the crime with, his man's Big 30 and his father too, all got released on bond. Now, if you guys don't know, the Pooh Shiesty case got moved to February of next year. Pooh Shiesty's lawyers fought for an extension due to the complexity of the case. The trial was actually supposed to start next month, July 6th, but after his lawyers received 96 gigabytes, about 14,000 pages of discovery, they asked the judge for an extension, which means Pooh Shiesty
that we gotta have some time to look over all this.
Is not going anywhere, at least until next February. Now, to make matters worse for Pooh Shiesty, last month his attorney Brad Cohen actually dropped out from the case.
Let's talk Pooh Shiesty. Quick update on Pooh Shiesty's case. I am just leaving Tennessee, actually, on a different federal case. I will be with.
The fact that his lawyer has dropped out of the case lets you know that he does not think that Pooh Shiesty can be freed.
Drawing off the case, no implications of me withdrawing off the case. I still think it's a great case. I think there's a lot of holes in it. I think the government has a lot of explaining to do on the case. But I will be substituting in will be Dan Codgel, who's a fantastic lawyer, and Ken Schaefer, who's also a fantastic lawyer, both from Dallas. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job on the case. I think it's one of those cases where once you start really screwing down on the information, the facts, I think that a lot's going to be coming out that will be beneficial to the defense. I think they're going to do a great job. And I look forward to seeing how the case.
Brad Cohen was going to be the superstar attorney. Everybody knows Brad. You guys all know he's been dealing with cases for Kodak Black and also a lot of high-profile celebrities. But before Brad Cohen left the case, he actually held a press conference where he claims the feds do not have any evidence. According to Brad, the feds don't have a video.
It kind of makes you wonder then, why did Brad take himself off the case? If the case was so open and shut, as you say, what they do and what they don't have, why wouldn't you continue to stay on the case would be my question, unless there's something going on that you feel like would, be extremely detrimental. But I mean, I wouldn't imagine that would happen unless it's, prove it. I mean, I wouldn't imagine that, but whatever.
They don't have jewelry, and on top of it, they do not have a contract.
Reason for that was because the statements that were given on the evening that this occurred were very questionable. I think the way that the statements were made, what allegedly was witnessed and what wasn't witnessed, I think gave great pause to the FBI. The FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe everything that was said on the night that it occurred. They were involved the first night, and then nothing happened for 3 months. In addition to that I thought was quite embarrassing was that an FBI agent says they don't have the resources to keep their eye on an individual. This is allegedly an individual that committed a crime that they then didn't watch to see if the guns were present, if the jewelry.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense at all.
Was present. And what didn't we hear today? What we didn't hear today is there is no contract, this mystery contract. They have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. What they have is they have allegedly 5 individuals, one of them being a very well-known individual that is allegedly cooperating with the government and making these allegations against my client and many more. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 questions and then we're going to scoot.
Well, the feds took that personally. In a new filing from yesterday, the government argued that Pooh Shiesty should not be allowed out under any circumstances, writing no condition of release can protect the community or witnesses against Williams Jr. from the danger he poses. The prosecutors went on to say, the danger here is concrete. Williams Jr. himself has shot at least 2 people. He leads a Memphis street gang of roughly 100 members. He's a man who can summon an armed entourage at will. God damn, they're trying to make Pooh Shiesty look like Thanos out here. And it also doesn't stop there. The feds also say they have video footage tied to the alleged Pooh Shiesty robbery case. And this might be the worst damning footage ever. The feds claim they have the video footage that was taken by Big 30, where Pooh Shiesty allegedly had Gucci on video, verbally confirming that Pooh Shiesty is no longer 1017. It says here in a new document, unsatisfied with merely obtaining the written release of contract, Williams Jr., aka Pooh Shiesty, announced that he wanted to film RD, Gucci Mane, and Wright Jr. recorded RD on his cell phone, stating that Pooh Shiesty is dropped from 1017. All the while, co-defendants DeMarcus Glover, who had entered the recording room as the altercation ensued, blocked the door holding the Draco. And this is the depiction as follows. To the
fact that they have all this on video is absolutely insane.
Left, Williams Sr. holding the document in the recording room, also featured are Williams Jr. in the back and RD, aka Gucci Mane, in yellow. Now, whenever this video gets released to the public, it is going to be one of the most craziest days on social media. We get to see Gucci Mane in a whole different light, being under duress by Pooh Shiesty and his guys, verbally releasing Pooh Shiesty from his contract. Now, Pooh Shiesty's crew thought because they deleted this footage from their cell phones that it would never be recovered. That was probably stupid mistake number 850. As we just saw with the Fulio case that just concluded, no matter what you delete in your phone, the feds always have a way to get it back.
But I just want you to watch for a few minutes.
Yeah, now that's sick because you thought that you was doing something. You thought that you was moving smart. You thought that you was, doing all these things. And it just come to find out that you weren't, bro. Like you did all this and end up putting it all on camera. It was extremely slow.
What is occurring in this screen recorded video on his iCloud? Look at that time, 8:30, 8:40. That's a work day before the murder happens. That's 8 hours before the murder happens. And we know that this defendant, look at the problem solving right there in real time in that evidence, the decision making going on from, as Raul Benasco told us, a very mature defendant who can take care of himself, just drips with premeditation. It's saturated with it.
Said,
Now the filtering.
Saying this nigga drips with premeditation is sick. That all being said, man, we finna go to Al Prophet and see what he has to say.
And the retard of the summer awards goes to Pooh Shiesty and his dumbass daddy, with the honorable mention. Well, really, not the honorable mention. The co-winner, Big 30. So in court, I guess yesterday, so it's been coming out today, Pooh trying to still get a bond while he's awaiting trial for sticking up Gucci Man, the guy who create. How do these people think because they made a song and someone put it into the machine and then it became popular that they're not supposed to get a cut? But anyways, for Pooh Shiesty trying to get a bond for sticking up the guy that saved him from the streets of Memphis, gave him a record deal, RD, Radrick Davis, and they now have added to the indictment, they have the photographs. When they got Big 30's phone, he thought he had wiped it clean, but being the DNF student that he is, I guess he forgot that I assume any picture you ever take, the moment you take it, anything you say, it's all on the record, baby.
Send it to my Instagram.
It just depends, what do you do? Them incognito tabs on Google Chrome, where you're looking at videos of men's doing stuff to men's. You think can't nobody ever
find that, big dog? Yeah, okay.
Find that out, huh? It's only incognito. It's like another dummy Dirk who said, oh, I just got my record expunged. Your record ain't never expunged. It may be expunged for low-level employee for McDonald's. I know, like, different FBI and DEA agents we've interviewed for documentaries, and when they retire, they get jobs working in, like, corporate security and stuff. Like, you think a retired DEA agent can't look up your sealed record? Of course he can. Now, they may not tell the employers exactly what it is you did, but they'll just be like, oh, no, this guy has a record. Here's a violent crime from 30 years ago. Like, there's no secrets. Anyways, so in this new information in Pooh Shiesty's application for bail, they got Big 30's phone. He thought he had wiped it, but in the app.
But then, like, even if you thought you wiped it, why would you put this why would you film this? Period, point blank. Like, let's say, for example, you thought that you wiped it. Okay, cool. You thought that you were smarter than the average bear and you wiped it out. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Why did you have this on your phone in the first place? Why? Like, what's
cloud? The original video. So one Pooh Shiesty is holding the Draco at a black box that says RD next to it because they have the victim blacked out to protect his anonymity. Well, RD is Radrick Davis, better known to you as Gucci Man or Gucci Mane, as it's spelled. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation. Gucci Mane. Or the French pronunciation, Gucci Mane. So he's got the gun to him, and they make Gucci Mane turn to the camera and say, Pooh Shiesty is dropped from 1017. He's dropped from his record deal. Did they think this was like a legally binding?
Yeah, that was a pretty idiotic thing. The whole Pooh Shiesty Gucci Man breakdown. But I'm gonna let y'all catch this on Al Prophet. Or chat unless y'all want to continue to go over, but I don't really think that y'all too interested in that. You feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and let this kind of run out for a quick little second.
These guys are so stupid. Like, for all of our safety, they need to be put up for a substantial amount of time. You don't usually hear, I don't chime in on anybody's sentencing. But Pooh Shiesty the type of guy, he go in the room with the button that's going to release COVID-20. What's this button? I don't press that, Pooh Shiesty. It's the COVID-20 button. What's Bovid Bunny? And boom, and half the world's population dies. I mean, it's going to be bad for him at sentencing. They got a picture. This is from his own homeboy's camera. His co-conspirator, I should say.
Okay, so yeah, this is just more information about Pooh Shiesty making really bad decisions. With that all being said, man, big shout out to Al Prophet. Make sure y'all hit him with a like, comment, subscribe, everything he has going on. Make sure you show some love to him. With that all being said, chat. Hope everybody's feeling beautiful on this Thursday. Excuse me. I hope everybody's feeling beautiful on this Thursday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves. Hope that everybody is making the best decisions, not only for themselves, but for their families. Hear what I said, man. I hope everybody's making the best decision, not only for themselves, but for their families as well. Hope everybody's making the best decision for themselves and their family. We got to put the family first, y'all. I know we got to put the family first.
Because y'all know what it is. CNN Trappers Network. I was with Rich Trapper. I was with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended.
Because y'all know what it is. CNN Trappers Network. I was with Rich Trapper.
So I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about latent.
Attorney Jasmine with some words about what's going on in these YouTube streets, man. Let's tap into this Kantiana real quick. No, not the right one. Excuse me, right here. Boom.
Some people are on the phone with people in jail or prison so much that they're recording. The automated recording that says this call is being recorded can kind of just be something you don't really hear anymore, but just know that it really is recorded. And PC, Penal Code 245A1, assault with a deadly weapon. That's what happens if you stab someone. PC 243D, that's battery causing serious bodily injury. So if you
and that's people on the jail phones talking about all this food, flambery, skullduggery, and larceny. People on the jail phones talking about who did what, who got DP'd, who got yanked on, who got this. All these have penal codes, which means that these things are crimes, which means that you can go to jail for
take someone's arm or fracture their ribs. Penal Code 211, robbery, if you take someone's earrings by force during that
baby shooter situation.
Assault. And, you know, these are just some examples. There's also PC 182, conspiracy. So if multiple inmates, for example, participate in carrying out an assault. And then there are.
So these are basically saying that these general situations, I assume the prices will stay the same. Sorry. These general DPs and jail politics and all this stuff that people think that are just the normal, I don't think that they realize that this is not the normality. These are actually crimes. You feel me? I don't feel like these dudes really are understanding the gravity of what's going on. I think that they're also caught up in the normalities of their day-to-day jail life, and this is what's been happening, this is what's been going on. That doesn't mean that it's legal. I don't think that means that it's legal. I don't think that, you know, everybody realizing and figuring out what's going on by way of Attorney Jasmine is going to stop them from doing it, because they've been doing these things for such a high level, at such a high level for such a long amount of time, that I think that they're just comfortable in these irresponsible ways. Nobody's going to really pay attention to the fact that these are blatant, obvious crimes. She's giving you penal codes. She's giving you understandings of where you're going wrong and why you're going wrong. Yet we know that a lot of these dudes will continue this activity and be like, oh, well, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be that. But it doesn't matter what it should or what it shouldn't be. The reality of the situation is what it is.
Are enhancements. So if prosecutors can prove that an attack was committed in association with or at direction of or for the benefit of a criminal street gang, there's that enhancement. And then also when you break bones, there's a GBI enhancement. That's PC 12022.7.
That's a great bodily injury.
And, just the list goes on and on. So definitely, if you're going to do things like that, probably try not to do them where, there's cameras everywhere, such as county jail, and definitely not on a phone call that's being recorded. And
not only is the phone call being recorded, people are going out of their way to record it an additional time and then put it on the internet. So that's really bad idea.
And if you are on a phone call that's being recorded and doing things like that, then maybe don't make admissions, because those things can be used against you. So for example, it's me, here's my name, here's my gang. Those are all things that a prosecutor can use as evidence against you. So again, identifying your gang moniker or claiming responsibility and referencing your gang membership, all these things on the recorded line, because again, it's really recorded, are not going to be beneficial to you in a trial. And of course, if you don't know by now, all of those things are pretty serious and or violent. So it's a lot of stuff stacking up, especially again, if you're already in county jail, then, a prosecutor could argue that such a sentence should be ran consecutively, not concurrently. So, after whatever you're already in there fighting. So don't do that. Thank you.
And that's real right there. Don't do it. Stay off the phones talking about things that are illegal. Stay off the phone talking about things that are illicit. Stay off the phone talking about these crimes that you and your homies are committing. It doesn't make sense. Why are you on the phone in jail talking about all these things?
Aware that some.
So I'm gonna run it back from Attorney Jasmine one more time without no interruptions. Big shout out to the homegirl, man. She be doing her thing on Instagram. If you need legal consultation or legal advice, somebody who you definitely want to reach out to is Attorney Jasmine on Instagram.
So much that they're recording, the automated recording that says this call is being recorded can kind of just be something you don't really hear anymore, but just know that it really is recorded. And PC Penal Code 245A1, assault with a deadly weapon. That's what happens if you stab someone. PC 243D, that's battery causing serious bodily injury. So if you break someone's arm or fracture their ribs. Penal Code 211, robbery, if you take someone's earrings by force during that assault. And, these are just some examples. There's also PC 182, conspiracy. So if multiple inmates, for example, participate in carrying out an assault. And then there are enhancements. So if prosecutors can prove that an attack was committed in association with or at direction of or for the benefit of a criminal street gang, there's that enhancement. And then also when you break bones, there's a GBI enhancement. That's PC 12022.7. And, just the list goes on and on. So definitely, if you're going to do things like that, probably try not to do them where, there's cameras everywhere, such as county jail, and definitely not on a phone call that's being recorded. And if you are on a phone call that's being recorded and doing things like that, then maybe don't make admissions, because those things can be used against you. So for example, it's me, here's my name, here's my gang. Those are all things that a prosecutor can use as evidence against you. So again, identifying your gang moniker or claiming responsibility and referencing your gang membership, all of these things on the recorded line, because again, it's really recorded, are not going to be beneficial to you in a trial. And of course, if you don't know by now, all of those things are pretty serious and or violent. So it's a lot of stuff stacking up, especially again, if you're already in county jail, then, a prosecutor could argue that such a sentence should be ran consecutively, not concurrently. So, after whatever you're already in there fighting. So don't do that. Thank you.
And that's it, man. That's good news you can use from the homegirl Jazz, the attorney, man. So let's just kind of pay attention to the do's and the don'ts of these YouTube streets. But y'all know the deal, man. We're going to continue to rock out.
Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjacks. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're going to keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Whack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Whack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Jackson. It's dangerous. Think I'm outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Busy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Nothing. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess some niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Busy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Just made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends hella fake, I know what enemies' intention. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Busy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Busy with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
because y'all know what it is. TNN Trap News Network. I was with Rich Rapper. We're gonna be together, man. This next what it is.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
Don't care about nothing but what the check say. It's giving us an update on this situation with Baby Shooter. So let's see exactly what is going on.
Recipient of Hot Topics, man, is this Baby Shooter situation. So I'm back at y'all with updates on this Baby Shooter situation. So yesterday night I had dropped the recording on Baby Shooter and what happened in his module and whatnot. Now, like I said, when I first heard about the situation, you know, I was conflicted by it as well as, you know what I'm saying, in a political stance, you know what I'm saying, on this situation. Because these type of situations, you know what I'm saying, can go further and then, you know,
those of you guys who don't know, Baby Shooter is from an allied community of Young and Hefe, and they were Baby Shooter was allegedly accosted by their enemies. It was an accosting.
Well, what happened? Who was over there? You know what I'm saying? It can go elsewhere. Now, however, I had played this recording, you know what I'm saying, for one of the Shooter homies, and they was just, you know, like I said, pretty much like, man, it's all bad, you know what I'm saying? He did bug, blah, blah, blah. But I was still, you know, trying to holler at them like, look, I gotta go investigate this situation and see what's going on, you feel me? And just, you know, make sure that he didn't get the bad end of the stick, or whatever the case may be. And, you know, my guy was like, man, look, man, it's just too much, you know, there's always situations with him, you know, he had been through a couple of DPs, man, and it's just, you know, we tired of fictitious act, you know, it's like, he don't know if he want to be a pop star or he want to be, you know what I'm saying, a gang star, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know,
Oh man, sound like it's an awful lot of flammery, skullduggery, and larceny afoot for sure.
Conflicted with the two, you feel me? And you know, people would just get tired of that. Definitely people who really live that lifestyle and see that, you know, you are faking and or acting, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, it might not be a shooter no more, you feel me? Like some people do go out and stuff, you know, it might not be a shooter no more, you know. Shooter might have, you know, hit a few licks, touch some cash, and you know.
Hey, it ain't nothing wrong with going out of child behavior and elevating your game. I ain't mad at that.
Might have had a different input and outlook on life, you know, and just, you know, want to make it to the top. Now, however, although, you know, I dropped that recording and all the stuff, you know what I'm saying, based on what the homie said, I still had to make sure everything was everything. So this morning, you feel me, you know, we got right down to business, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was going to try to make my way down to the tier that, you know what I'm saying, he was on, and the situation happened on being is right behind me. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even have to do that because one of the corporates, one of the dudes responsible, you know what I'm saying, happened to slide up to my tier, you feel me? And, you know, as soon as I seen him, you know, I stopped him. Like, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? And this happened to be E. White, you know what I'm saying, from Rolling 30s from Harlem. So I didn't originally hear his name. The only name we was hearing was 4.0. That's why 4.0 was in the title. But, you know, early this morning, he like come up here and you.
Bro, we're getting like up-to-date gang news. It's crazy. I never thought that we'd have the JNN, Jail News Network. That's crazy. I was gonna say GNN, that's Gang News Network. That's what the internet is turning into. Wow. Trap news, gang news, jail news. Ooh, flammery.
Talking about the situation. To some other guys, you know, who really don't deal with Shooter. So as soon as he came on the tier and came by my cell, I stopped him. Hey, what's up? So, you know, he introduced himself, being that I was on the tier with EY before, but we had never spoke. So, you know, he's like, oh, what's up, man? You know, I'm EY, you go from 30s. I'm like, I know exactly who you is. You feel me? We was on the tier over there, you know what I'm saying? We just never spoke. So, after introducing ourselves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, bro, what happened with the homie? I'm like, bro, you know, y'all tripping? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what y'all on? So, EY was like, no, you know, we ain't
tripping like that, but you know, we are young dudes, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? Like Shooter's a young dude, and you know, he came through, you know what I'm saying? And we just wanted things from him, you know. He's somebody that be out there on the streets, you know, promoting the smoke, you know what I'm saying, dissing people's hoods and acting like he on that. And we just feel like he's not on that, you know what I'm saying? And this is not his first time in the county jail, you know what I'm saying? So they like, you know, he was in the county jail back some months ago before he got out. And, you know, he was letting, you know, his homies and y'all homies get ran. You know what I'm saying? He was in dorms where he was lining his homies up and he was playing sleep.
They're gonna have everything to say in the comments about this video.
They want to fight? For what?
Homie.
So I'm like, you know, okay, regardless of that, what happened with this matter? So he like basically, Baby Shooter came on a tier, you know what I'm saying? Fresh from the street, I guess he was over there about 2-3 days or whatever the case may be. And they pulled down on Shooter, you know what I'm saying? E White and 4.0. They pulled down on Shooter and basically told him, like, hey, look, bro, you got fans, you know what I'm saying? And Shooter was like, man, what y'all mean, bro? I ain't even know that. They like, look, bro.
Jeez. This is a very tumultuous situation, extremely tumultuous. Jeez. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all gonna go give up y'all phase, or y'all gonna act like you don't know what's going on? You gonna get up out of Dodge? That's the real question for the chat. How many of y'all gonna really give up the phase versus how many of y'all gonna be like, oh, I'm cool, I'm gonna go do something else with my time?
Shooter obligated. No, man, come on, bro. Like, I'm not even on that, bro. Like, bro, I be on this music, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's them young dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, man, bro. I'm not on none of that, bro. You know, I'm trying to kick it, bro. I'm just on a little violation passing through. So they like, what? They like, man, look, bro. We have people look your Instagram account up. This call is being recorded. Your Instagram account.
Damn, that's sick. We got people looking your Instagram account up. That's absolutely sick.
It's disrespectful in the bio. You know, you're talking about, oh, killer this and oh, killer that. So it's just like, you know, if you're standing on that, you know, we just want some fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we asking for. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 fans. And he would not fight them dudes. He basically told them no and was trying to say that, Tony Touche from Faux Trey was his cousin. And they was questioning him about some other matters. And then they said they questioned him about being, snitch or whatever. And it was like, you know, that they brought the case that they was talking about. And they was like, he was like, oh, no, bro, I didn't tell on that case. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, well, what?
Sheesh. Sheesh. It's a harsh day just to be passing through on a violation. That's a lot for a violation.
Case that you did tell on. You told me you ain't tell on this one. You told on the case before. So it just seemed like it was being placed in a bunch of trick bags once they smelled that, you know what I'm saying, it was right. You know what I'm saying? That he wasn't going to fight. You know what I'm saying? So they passed the gas on him. You know what I'm saying? They was like, you know, bro, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, packed him out. Ain't nobody ever pulled no weapons on him or anything like that, bro. He was just in that cell with him having a talk and trying to get him to squabble, and he didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So from there, that's when we went for the gusto, put him on the phone, had him explaining himself every which way. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know, I guess the police, right, was passing by on the tier, and they said that basically, man, the man got up on the gate. Oh, before he got up on the gate, I guess, you know, they made him strip out his stuff, you know what I'm saying, strip out his $6,000 earrings. He had some flower earrings in his ear that he said was worth $6,000. I don't know, they could have been $3,000, $2,000, whatever the case may be, but, you know, he said the worth was at $6,000. So, you know what I'm saying, they took the earrings, made him take the earrings out, and all that, you feel me, and all he had to do was fight. All he had to do was fight. 2 head-ups.
How did you have $6,000 earrings in a county jail? Why wouldn't you take these out? Am I tripping for thinking that you should have taken out the $6,000 earrings? Am I tripping for thinking that you shouldn't be walking through the LA County jail with $6,000 worth of diamonds or gold in your ear? Why wouldn't you take that out? Like, why wouldn't you take those off? I'm not understanding. That was bad decision making.
That he didn't want to fight. They mashed the gas on him as they should have, you know what I'm saying, and then took his stuff, you know what I'm saying, and that's how it goes, you know what I'm saying, you can't be a sheep, you know what I'm saying, in wolf clothing, you know what I'm saying, like, people still gonna smell the sheep up under, you know what I'm saying, definitely gonna smell it up under, so that was the situation right there, you know what I'm saying, like, so my assessment is correct that he did bunk And, that can be, I don't know, just depending on who's politicking it and, how much, juice this man got. I don't know. But definitely turned two-phase down when all he had to do was fight. With no weapon.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how he got on earrings in the county jail, bro. Like, that's the part that's getting to me. How does he have on earrings in the county jail? I don't know. I haven't been in jail in a while, and I don't plan on going. But how does he have on? How does he have on flower earrings? I don't understand that. That's something that I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time resonating this one. But with that all being said, man, we got some more things to tap in on. Y'all hit the like, comment, subscribe button. Chat, y'all staying kicky. Make sure y'all show some love to Young and Hefe.
Hey, Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not going to get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're going to keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Whack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Whack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Texas. It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bush and you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 6, he bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Nothing. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bush and you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Just made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Niggas hella fake, I know what enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss you with the bullshit, you get safety. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta keep the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Miss you with the bullshit, you get safety. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
Cause y'all know what it is.
TNA Trap Music Network.
I was with Big Trapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
For sure. You don't catch some feet on the low too, like on one of them. And they just walking around chilling.
Yeah,
literally. They at the local bar,
sitting out there, just hanging out.
They had a Suela, not a Suela.
This state. Why we ain't got a town? Why black people don't got a...
Okay, so this is Ralphie the Plug talking about Dijon making that video about his brother. Y'all remember that excuse me. Flacco, I said Dijon. Wrong. Never mind. Flacco made a video about Draco the Ruler's unalivement with a lot of mistruths. So let's see what Ralphie the Plug has to say about it.
Martin Luther King Street.
Luther King in every state.
We ain't got a town though. Like where you gonna find us?
All the trenches that started.
That ain't even ours. That ain't even ours.
That's us. Yeah, like that. Like
play with it.
Now we going to Akon 60. Akon.
Like that. He said the ghetto.
We going to Akon 60. You went like deep wise, bro. Like
you said the trenches.
You went like South Central and being cool. Like they built like one little look like this in the middle of. That was it. He went deep.
Hey, now let me know what y'all think. Do y'all want to see Compton Rick Rock and J Hood at No Jumper? Is that the trio y'all want to see moving forward?
All the way to a period. It was like, damn.
He said, shout out Koreatown.
Nah, for real. Yeah.
K-Town was crazy, though.
What you mean?
The homeless is
it's been crazy.
It's like a high now.
That's because they pushing everybody out. Yeah, it's Asian bums. You never used to see like
Asian bums. Like what the
f***? Homeless.
That didn't want to do what they people's wanted to do. Yeah, they cut them off. They got cut off. No cap. Cut their ass
out of here.
They probably had a black girlfriend. No cap. They was probably popping too many M30s and they was like, "What's up
about that black big boy?" Keep on going in there.
Yeah, they had the whole marriage lined up for them.
They be the plugs, though. I ain't gonna lie, they be plugged up.
Man, let's read some super chats before we get the out of here. It's over with. Shame on you.
It's hot to the mud in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I gotta lay down. I can't just leave. This heat whooping. And my feet hurt. My feet hurt.
Shout out to everybody, man, that became a fig side of the day, man. Shout out to y'all, dog.
Yes,
Jay Jackson said he's a house phone and Ralphie song.
No cap.
Yes, it's good.
How much for a feature? The Steam Team, the house phone.
Wait, hold on. What's the feature number?
5,000.
Have a Munchie be on the couch and then have a Ralphie the Plug on there a couple days later. It's wild. I just thought about that.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Oh damn! They put a number on it for me. 5 ball. Then that's the minimum.
What that come with though? That
come with a video.
Man. First of all, Ralphie the Plug need to pay me for a feature. I ain't paying Ralphie. I would never. And Dr. Gross 650. Oh yeah, man. It's some more proof out there about that girl out there scamming. Hey man, if you want to get flu, flam, skull dug, and larceny, if you have some extra money you just want to waste and have taken from you and being used for ill-gotten gain, tap in with Drea the Virgo, man. She will make sure that she wastes every piece of dollar, every piece of penny that you have. She has no problems flu, flam, skull dug, and larceny. So just real quick, I just want to throw this out here real quick. For all you guys who think that she actually does do something, let me just throw this out here real fast. Trap GPT, in a very short elementary answer, if somebody is advertising that they can get my YouTube channel back after it has been hit with community guideline violations, would it be safe to say that that person is scamming because that's pretty much a violation of YouTube rules as well as not actually possible?
Yes, it's safe to say that's likely a scam. No one can magically fix guideline strikes outside YouTube's official appeals process, and it's against YouTube rules to promise that. Don't trust them.
So, with that all being said, is it safe to say that anybody who says that after I had a YouTube guideline strike causing me to lose my page and or have to do a 90-day violation period, saying that they can fix that, is it safe to say they're just trying to steal money from me if they're offering it for a paid service?
Yeah, pretty much. If someone's offering to fix that for money, it's a big red flag. They can't override YouTube's own process, so they're likely just trying to take advantage of you. Don't fall for it.
All right, thanks. So with that being said, that's that situation. Don't, believe what I say. Stop playing with the dog or take her in your room. I don't want to hear that. Thank you. Be considerate, bro.
A shout out. Back on Fig.
That ain't coming on back on Fig. That's just a video. That's just a song in the video.
Song, video, back on Fig.
Are you
posted on Fig?
Are you posting the video on the channel too?
Yeah.
That's 10 now.
The mic drop.
Yeah, that's 10 now.
No cap.
Why is it 10?
They want to come on back on Fig, be on the spreader. Nah, that's 10 now.
What you mean that's 10?
What I just said.
You charge $50 to be on this motherfucker.
I didn't charge nobody $50.
Charging $50 to go on back on Fig is absolutely barbanicals. Absolutely barbanicals.
We had to play the video and all that.
I didn't charge
nobody. Gave me nothing.
You want your 25?
Yeah. You want my $25?
I don't want that little 25.
You don't want the
25. Little 25.
Yeah, that's oh yeah. Come on, dog. All right, come on, bro.
Take that funky ass little dub. I need my 10%.
Jay Jensen said the state team house phone performing T-Road wedding.
T-Road wedding.
Let's do it.
Flacco said justice for Drake though.
What's up? How you feel about that? Flacco be talking all that. Yeah.
Man, Flacco gonna do what he do, man. He surprised me every week, bro. I be just.
So when he came out with that video, everybody was surprised. How was you? Like what was your reaction when he came out with that video?
Like that, so I ain't entertaining that.
You just leave it alone, huh?
Yeah.
There you go, man.
And that's probably the best answer for Ralphie to plug, considering the fact that Flacco made a video about his deceased brother and tried to make it seem like he was doing it for the love and for the respect of the family. But that's probably not the reality of that situation. And I can imagine that that's enough pain and enough hurt on Ralphie's heart to where why would I even actually want to talk about that?
I don't entertain any of that type of activity.
Foolishness, because what he did was foolishness, huh?
He do it all week though, so this ain't his first content that was like mind blowing crazy. Like this is like, oh damn, it's Flacco.
It's Flacco.
He's like the white. He's like the black Vlad or academics in
calling Flacco the black academics is crazy. Wouldn't academics technically be the black academics?
Trap Lord Ross all in one. He understands the content game though. For sure. He is a mastered it. Yeah.
You see what he sent.
and he ain't scared of nobody. He like, catch me and beat me up.
Do it.
Cause I know you're not. I'm in the mansion somewhere, chilling, riding my Benz.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah.
Come to the hills, I'll call the police on your ass.
He popping because he definitely gonna call the one time on you.
He might got a concealed carry, dude, but not run up on his ass.
Concealed carry? A concealed carry? A concealed carry? I don't know what a concealed carry is, but anybody ever finds out who Conceal is and why she got a carry, let me know something, because a concealed carry is wild.
He be letting them know on the video that he got.
He be like that white boy. He probably do got a burner on him.
All that he's legal. Why not?
Ted the Builder really popped somebody and went to jail.
Then he pop himself?
Nah,
yeah.
He popped himself in the process of trying to fight. Yeah, he checked him out.
Oh, he popped the other
He got into it with a vet.
Oh,
well, so it was attempted. He's in jail for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he charged like that yet. I think they still trying to figure it out. But
Well, his ass still in there.
He done for that.
They told that he couldn't use his GoFundMe. I said, well, they hate you.
yeah.
All right, man. We finna get up out of here to the next one.
Look what you walking on. You can't.
We're gonna get up out of here to the next one. Chat, y'all continue to kick it with us because we got some more things to go over. But make sure y'all hit that like, hit that comment, hit that get subscribe button. We're gonna continue to get into this chat.
Hey, Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not going to get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a get subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're going to keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We go.
Hi, I'm Whack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Whack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboards. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 6, he bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Nothing. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess some niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Just made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Hands is hella fake, I know what enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm an aim. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so with this mind, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you can save me. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
Cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap Music Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
Interesting, just an interesting world we live in. Just an interesting world we live in. Brother, these dudes just get to lying for no reason. These dudes just get to lying for no reason. That was an unnecessary lie. That was an unnecessary flu flam. That was an unnecessary lie and an unnecessary flu flam. Like, all right.
Brown kids pull up.
Eating ice cream.
Pull up. Why would he pull up on your camera doing this type of shit around kids? But then when he cut it off, when Rick Rock homies pulled up on him.
That's not true at all. Rick Rock's homie actually pulled up to Spody Face while he was on camera and said, "Hey, what's up, bro? I was locked up with you, man. Good to see you," and all that. It was we literally heard the exchange of pleasantries. We literally heard the exchange of pleasantries. We heard it with our own ears.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We heard it, ears. We heard it, ears. We saw it, eyes. Come on, Wack. We all saw it, bro. Like, there's no need to tell an unnecessary lie when the truth is interesting.
That's a fact. Hey, homie, where you think you at? Woo, woo, woo. We cut it off and got very, very humble.
Really?
Yeah, that did happen.
It's a fact.
That's
And
on
then
camera?
He cut it off.
What?
Hey, right? And then once the phone went on and Rick Rock like, all right, let's whoop-de-whoop. Now you nice. There's none of that. He did.
You know what's crazy? Wack was just trying to expose Rick Rock for like having something to do with allegedly some sort of warehouse or like maybe a potential marijuana dispensary being robbed. Yeah, that's interesting that actually happened in real life. Wack was actually trying to put that case on Rick Rock. Do you guys remember that? When Wack was like telling us something about like Rick Rock, having these things going on that we should know about on the internet, and now they're so cool, now they're so close. Oh, hold on. Let me stop before I start getting more threatening text messages. I'm terrified.
The same shit with J Hood. From right here on 40 Crip on the neighborhood on Dead Homie. Let's go we get out. And then you get out there and you want to go Martin Luther King. Bro, just be you. If I don't.
Now, y'all done told 5 different stories about this man and J Hood fight. Goodness gracious. At this point, nobody knows what happened with that fight because y'all done told too many lies. And Wack's actually not a convincing liar. He's a really bad liar. He's a really bad liar. He's a flu flammer, a skulldugger, and a larcener.
I don't want to.
Like, he's literally lying about what we saw on camera. We literally saw Rick Rock's homie come up to Spody Face on camera, exchange pleasantries, and that was the end of it. So I'm not really sure where these extras came from. We saw.
Once I came in from Moose, and when he didn't come out, ask Moose. You was gone. When Moose came out, and my homies was out there,
right?
And they went to say something to him, I shut it down. Because once I acknowledge that that's not what it is, you get what I'm saying? I'm not finna, like, it's just a bunch of fake ass shit.
No, that I can take. He tries to be a convincing liar. Trying to be a convincing liar is something pretty sick, but, it is what it is, and he is who he is.
I mean, listen, like, Spody Face quitting No Jumper, like somebody asked me yesterday, like, why did he quit?
He was scared.
And I really didn't have, like, I couldn't figure out how to explain it. But one thing that I saw that he said was that No Jumper was feeling a little bit too gang related, like it was too much of a gang summit, that it was getting a little too mixy and dangerous or some shit like that. And it feels contradictory to that.
Come on, bro.
To be going to the Nutty Block hood area and just like walking.
Now, this is what makes it different. What you do in your personal time is not what should go on at work. So if in your personal time you decide to play with Pokemon cards, you feel me? And that's what you do. And that's how you handle your scandal. That's how you're about what you're about. That's cool. but you don't need to be on camera at a podcast playing with Pokemon cards. As what you do in your own time by way of eating ice cream in Compton, should Spotty Face choose to do that, it's his business. It don't have anything to do with what's going on in No Jumper. So to say that, oh, well, you know, this is what he's doing in his free time, so should be allowed at work. No, that's ridiculous. Because if that's the case, Adam, you would have let Moose Man fight Wack at the show. Wack goes around starting fights and starting problems and all that kind of stuff in his free time. So Spotty Face wants to go eat ice cream in Compton in his free time. That's his business. You shouldn't compare somebody's personal business and what they do in their personal time with the settings of a workplace. That's just pretty lowbrow.
Around looking for a squabble. That to me was like, I feel like this is a lot worse than whatever you said that we were doing.
Man, I advise dude, whatever he doing, don't overdo it. And understand this, when you with an OG, that's not a dummy. You see these teeth? See, I ain't missing teeth. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Wait, who's an OG? Who's the OG? Did I miss something? Did they say who the OG was? Who's the OG?
Beaky Bonics. I'm not one of them dudes. My brain is not fried. I'm not one of them dudes. You are still a student. As I am a student to others, you are a student to a guy like me in this lane. Don't ever think, bro, that you
did. Are we trying to? Do we ever figure out who the OG was? Because is Adam their OG? OG Adam. Okay. I can see OG Adam. I can see Adam, when a conversation about them three dudes, you know, being them three over 45 dudes, that being a conversation. I can see Adam being the most gangster out of Compton, Rick Rock, Wack, and Adam 22. I could for sure see Adam 22 being the most gangster, being an OG for sure. That makes sense. That makes sense. I could definitely see Adam being the leader for sure.
That to where you can't get serviced the right way. Now shout
out to Adam for being their fearless leader, man. Shout out to Adam, fearless leader. We see you.
So it's different ways to go to war in the streets, and there's different ways to have cyber wars. You get what I'm saying? And I know you got happy when you saw the 100,000 views. You should have kind of scratched your head a little bit and really checked them out, and maybe checked out the repeat of some of the comments. But just understand this. Ain't nothing like racing the dude that lets you fill up his gas tank. Yeah, I know it's some water in there.
That's an intense metaphor. Okay.
Wait, there's nothing like racing the dude that let you fill up his gas tank. Hold on, chat. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I get where he's trying to go with it. There's nothing like racing a dude that let you fill up his gas tank. I get where he's going with it. I get where he's saying it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. I see where you're going. I see where you're trying to get it. I see it. Like, I see the parable. It wasn't that great. I'm not impressed. The thinking power of that one didn't seem the best. I'm not gonna lie. That didn't seem like you could have did better, bro. You could have did better.
Okay, interesting.
Adam wasn't impressed either.
Yo, you know what fucking hurts me in my heart is the fact that I guess he said that he had made like 10K or some shit over like a couple weeks leading up to that, which makes sense because he got 100,000 views on a couple videos and shit. But he didn't get to cash it out.
You don't pay. Yeah, that's why he capping. You know he didn't get paid. Listen,
he said there's nothing like racing the dude that lets you fill up his gas tank. Like, I get it, because you saying if you filled up his gas tank, then obviously you know the gas tank is full of sugar, full of water, or there's a mishap there. So you get to race the dude that let you fill up his gas tank, meaning that you know you cheated or you know you went about it in a pretty malice way. So you know you have this like kind of weird event. I don't know. I just didn't think it was that great of a parable. I didn't. I just didn't think it was that great. I didn't. I think that it could have been like Adam didn't seem too impressed. Like maybe the delivery was bad. I don't know. Maybe the delivery was bad. Maybe that's what it was.
And the strategy to everything. We know the day of payment, and we know the day that certain things have to go into delay or eliminate that payment.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So you're saying you took his page down?
Who?
Spody Face at the moment, like right before he would have got the payment sent out?
Payday is what day?
I have no idea.
Like 20, what is it, nephew? 21st? 20?
That's what it says.
It's something like that.
Like the 20th.
We all know that it's the 21st. How do you not know the day your money hits? How do you not know the day your money hits? We all know it's the 21st. I don't know why why is everybody too cool for money? Like, why is everybody in our universe so cool that, I don't know. It's only, I don't know what day it comes. I don't know what day I get paid. I don't know what time this money comes. Why wouldn't you know when your money comes? That's just basic financial literacy. Why wouldn't you know when your money comes? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, 20-something. Yeah, he almost made it.
Because it says expect a payment June 21st to 26th.
Listen.
That's what it says right now.
Listen, man. Listen. Check this out. I'm not outside the building. I'm in the building. Now, look, Spody, I'm a fair guy. You shoot, I shoot. I'm not Trump. Trump, he want to keep shooting. Right? He going crazy. You took some shots, and I keep telling y'all, I will lose 10 battles to win the war. You won a few Pearl Harbors, and then I dropped Hiroshima twice. Okay? The dumbest thing you did was leave no jumper for no reason, which I knew you was a little nervous. That wasn't the dumb part. The dumb part was now you started to go at him, right?
The Spody Face isn't going at Adam. Spody Face makes it abundantly clear that he was appreciative of everything that Adam did. He was extremely grateful. He was extremely thankful. He was vocally thankful to Adam. You feel me? He was vocally thankful to Adam. He's never really done or said anything that would show or imply that he has any type of malice towards Adam. So I'm not really sure where this is coming in at. Like, Wack, you just seem like you're flamming, skullduggan, and Larson because, you know, I've yet to see Spody Face say anything defamatory about Adam.
To be honest, I ain't really heard him go at me.
Oh, yeah, he been going at you. He been going at you.
If he did, I missed it.
He's going to bow it down now because now what happened?
Yeah, Adam knows that Wack is lying. This is how you can tell when Adam knows Wack is lying. He's like, yeah, I really didn't see that. I really didn't know anything about that. I really didn't know anything about that one. That was a good one. I don't know anything about Spody Face talking about me. I don't know anything about Spody Face talking trash about me. I don't know anything, blah, blah. Like, come on, fool.
Happened was, right? Now you're back with your training wheels on. He needs you.
But to be fair, it's not like he had that many subscribers in the first place. So I feel like he probably won't really have that much of a problem getting back to where he was at.
No, it was growing.
Yeah, but it's what do you have?
You know
like
how
10K, 15K?
No, you know how I know it was growing?
Huh.
Overnight, his subscribers and his viewers, for some odd reason, started growing at a very abnormal rate. A rate that if people might have been alerted and they look into it, they could see maybe some things was going on.
Oh.
Shout out to India.
Now, well, we all know that Wack that's not the reason why Spody Face lost his page due to community guideline violations of bullying. So I'm not sure why Wack is trying to like spread the narrative that he did it, but that's not the truth.
Shout out to Australia.
Wow. Shout out to Dochi Face. He's full of shit. I don't think he was buying views or anything like that.
You don't think who?
I don't think he was buying views.
No, he definitely wasn't.
You don't know about all that.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you.
You think? Oh, so you're saying you bought the views?
Listen, what I'm saying is,
wow.
I will always look. Shout out to the guy that let me fill up his gas tank who challenged me to a race.
Wow. I mean, my personal theory is that he was probably like threatening people on his channel, and that's probably why it got took.
Mm-hmm.
Which is more realistic. Which is actually a lot more realistic.
Okay.
Okay. That's just like the most obvious thing that I thought.
You ever seen a cake? It's a lot better with icing, right?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not much of a cake without icing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you, man? I hear you. What do you think about Cardi?
Cardi
just put up $5 million for Carmelo Anthony's
all right.
legal.
So Wack is just flamming, skullduggan, and larceny. If that's really what he did, in fact, Wack is opening himself up to an amazing lawsuit. Danny F, you just said exactly what I was finna say, because if that's the actual situation, then you definitely are opening yourself up to a crazy lawsuit and a lot of legal issues.
Hey, Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not going to get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're going to keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We go.
Hi, I'm Whack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Whack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Texas. It's dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. The nigga ball like game 6. The nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 6, he bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let him hold it. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess some niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's outside.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Just made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. It's hella fake, I know what enemies' intention. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
Cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap Music Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Soulja Boy has been making quite a splash in these YouTube social media streets by saying that he was going to take over the streaming university, or rapper university, after he was not invited to streaming university by Kai Cenat. With that all being said, it could definitely be a cool situation for Soulja Boy should he be in there. But at the same time, too, doesn't look like Soulja Boy was too welcome. So with that all being said, man, you see Soulja Boy getting kicked out of the streaming university. You see he's all last right there. But when we play this clip back with some sound, you can see that Soulja Boy is getting flammed. That's right, Soulja Boy is getting flammed to the point where you'll see even at the end, he'll pretend to be talking to somebody on the phone, doing that awkward conversation that we all kind of do when situations go bad for us. You know what that one is. And yeah, man, getting put out of streaming university. Again, not sure why Kai Cenat has such a distaste for Soulja Boy. Not sure why Kai Cenat has such a, for Soulja Boy. But it's been made very clear that Soulja Boy was not only not welcome at Streamers University, they said that he wasn't even welcome in the building. That's right, Soulja Boy got put out the entire building. That all being said, man, we finna go right into this content and see exactly what led Soulja Boy up until this point where he's getting put out the Streaming University. Let's run it back.
Oh God, you about to go in? Be your car, so I got you. That nigga on the floor passed out. My brother. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The right way. Are you ready? Some real shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh God. I just point this at me and keep it on me. Yes. All right, come on. Oh, which way they got it?
No, he's yeah, no. What's going on?
Yeah, it's not here.
What's going on?
And that is where the fake phone call commences right there. Soulja Boy realizes that he's not welcome in the entire building. And he will fake a phone call to get out of this awkward situation.
You gotta go outside? Yeah. You don't want him inside right now? No, they don't want him. They don't want him in the building. They don't want him in the building. Where you gotta go? Outside.
I'll say, quick. What's watching that though?
Awkward, for sure.
Where's that? What happened?
Soulja Boy is not allowed to come in the building. Sheesh.
He said,
Well, we have to run this quick little clip. Shout out to Kato Media 2.0. And this is a quick little background to explain to y'all why Soulja Boy was kicked out of Kai Cenat's Streaming University so promptly. This is what led us to that point.
To slide the first time, but this time it's a no-go. Soulja Boy felt some type of way because he had DDG at the Streamer University before him, and he said that's his op. I ain't gonna lie, man. Soulja Boy is funny. He called that man doo-doo garbage, man. But that's besides the point. Is Soulja Boy tweaking out? Soulja Boy said, if you don't let me in the Streamer University, we beefing. I'll let you slide the first time, Kai. Now, the comments on X went crazy. You got one person that said, Soulja Boy, it's time to let it go. You washed up now. LNRH Cash said, guys 40 and begging to be around kids. Ouch. And you know they kept cooking. You got another person that said it's for the kids that's starting their career.
Well, Soulja Boy literally started the internet for us, so it doesn't make sense that Soulja Boy is not on there. And you'd be surprised at how many of your favorite streamers, I'm not going to say anything, are way older than Soulja Boy, Adrian Broner, Ray J. Way older than Soulja Boy, Amber Rose. Way older than Soulja Boy, Rampage. Way older than Soulja Boy, the Will guy who got mad at Dean the Great. All these dudes are pushing over 45 to 50. So saying anything about Soulja Boy's age is not really a great situation about this.
It's not for old falling off career rappers. Wow. They said don't nobody want to pull up and see Soulja Boy, but Soulja Boy said he got something for all that, man. Did he pull a reverse Uno? He dropping a Rappers University. I guess Soulja Boy got so in his feelings, man, he dropped a Rappers University. He said, never mind, we doing a Rapper University. F with me. Who trying to come? Finna be a movie. We shooting in Atlanta. Of course it's Atlanta, man. He say he from ATL. And the feedback that he was getting was actually good. They said this might actually be a great idea. Need to set it up right. The views would go crazy across all platforms. And they ain't gonna hold you. It probably would be a great idea.
But Soulja Boy crossed Kai Cenat by trying to step on his toes and like, oh, you don't want to let me in? Well, then, yeah, I'm going to let blah, 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 wooty bam this and all that. Like, ugly. You feel me? It's you feel me? It's but, you know, whatever.
And another way for the artists to put their music out there. Genius, man. It can really make money if it's played right. But do you feel like Soulja Boy is hating? Because people are saying, why you didn't think of this before Kai dropped when he dropped first? And we're going to get into the video what Soulja Boy had to say.
Well, because he didn't think about it. He saw Kai Cenat doing something, and he wanted to be included, and then he wasn't included by Kai Cenat. Then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to do my own. It's like saying, well, why you didn't think about having a basketball team before you seen somebody else have a basketball